Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. And welcome back to another echoey Omen. What's going on? Thursday night, paint and chill live stream. It's Thursday night. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like painting. I've been clipping and gluing and primering, and it's finally time to throw some paint on these minis. I got a couple done. I think I need a little bit of work on the teeth on these little guys. I forget what they're called. They remind me of Drawing from Traveler back in the day, but they're supposed to be red. They're little, pterodactyl men with laser rifles. They're kind of cool looking. Not a lot of posability except in the head, but I tried to give them, different, kind of, facial expressions by, where I position the head. But I got another 70 some odd mins on my table, and I need to get them done by New Year's. I was telling Omen here that my Dungeons and Lasers Kickstarter is going to probably ship in January, and that's 500 more minis, which unfortunately, because it's wintertime, my primering will probably have to wait. I have to just glue, clip, and assemble for the remainder of winter, which will be January, February, maybe
you can't
March.
Just do a little bit outside with a air gun.
Yeah. What I usually do when that happens and I'm desperate is I'll bring the can in, warm it up, and then rush out real quick to my garage, spray some stuff, run back in, before the paint freezes in the midair, and hope for the best. But sometimes it just doesn't, work out so well, and it tends to clog up my rattle cans. I need to get my airbrush going, but
yeah. Well, I mean, the airbrush, if you get a good compressor, I mean, you don't have to do it really high. You can just do like a squat at a time. You don't have to do a lot. So I always
I've got a mid-range Iwata airbrush, and I've never taken it out of the box, and I've had it for like 2 years and paid like $1.50 for it. So it's time I get that done, but I need to move some stuff around. Hey, Brian, we were just talking behind your back, man.
Oh no, you won't answer my text.
Weird World War II and so much more. What is that in front of you, man?
That's right, baby. I got me some new resin.
Awesome. I'm still sending you some money this weekend. Man.
Oh man, don't worry about it, dude. Just keep your eye out on something weird war that might pop up in your travels and hook me up.
You still haven't answered my text, man. I feel
Did
low
you
and left
send
out.
something?
Yeah.
Where was it? What text?
The one
What's
I
up,
sent you
Mac?
yesterday.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, is it on the phone?
Yeah. Well, that's the text
my
message.
phone-
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone went dead yesterday. I'll have to check it
okay.
out.
I was asking what you were doing tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, I have tomorrow
think I-
off.
Oh, right on. I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow. Mel's working during the day, so the boys can play.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Minnie? How you doing, man?
So
I'll pop the link back in there after you eat, and you can join us and get some.
The guy's always eating enchiladas, tacos, burritos, whatever else, Chinese,
Visible people.
Japanese.
You know what though is I can just do that. We can figure out what to do, Brian. I mean, it's raining. It's not like I can go to my farm and do anything, other than get 4 inches taller and 10 pounds heavier.
It's been raining all day today.
Well, so Shell, you may not understand this. We have very thick, heavy clay, and when you walk across it, it sticks to your shoes. And as you walk, it gets that. You'll get about 4 inches taller, about 10 pounds heavier, just walking across the field.
If your shoes don't just stay in the mud and as you continue on.
Yep. So anyway,
I had corn dogs.
So I
had to shit.
I
just realized I had chili dogs yesterday and corn dogs tonight. What the hell? That's not the healthiest
Yeah.
food choices for the boys, but you know what? It wouldn't matter.
The best
new
57-year-old diet.
Yeah, the kid we're taking care of right now eats like a freaking horse. He damn near ate a whole pineapple last night.
Oh man, you know
I know, right?
Yeah, you know they're at that age. I'm thinking about getting a scythe so I can go cut some of the grass on my property, but scythes are expensive.
Mhm.
I was like, holy crap, it's like $320. I said, all right, you know, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas. You know, the Grim Reaper can come by and, you know, give me a scythe. You
And
guys
what?
have spare.
No, he's not going on. No, he's not going on a date. God damn, dude. I totally got that. Wow.
Who's going on a date?
Yeah, Alex, the boy who's staying with us, because he ate a whole pineapple. You know. I know, right?
Good times.
Mac, I am surprised. I am shocked. Shocked, I say.
For
So, what are you working on, Brian? What are you working on tonight?
I don't know. I just sat down and
Felt like
I found this cool like war wheel thing. I put some links of it up on various sites. It's just a cool free PDF or free STL. It's
That's
freaking
good.
awesome. It's basically like a sea mine,
Okay.
but it's got like tracks in the middle of it, kind of like a monowheel track, and it
Well,
just
check
like
this out.
rolls around and it.
Oh, yeah.
this.
Yeah,
This.
like that.
Yeah,
This is an Arduino war wheel. I don't know if you can see the eyeballs.
Yeah, there's like lasers or something.
No. This is
Like
an
a
Arduino
eyeball.
monster. But I made it using some, heavy metal jacket spikes, a couple of lids, some milliput. But you see one of these rolling down the dungeon at you.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
That's a big ass dungeon. Have that thing
yeah,
rolling around it.
As a matter of fact, I'm making a second one for the guys over at Emperor's Choice, so they can actually turn it into a miniature.
Oh, that's cool.
It was one of my favorite monsters in the game because it's just ridiculous. I mean, look at that. They just coming at you.
You know what it looks like? Remember back in the days when we would do like crunches or whatever, we'd have that little
Oh yeah,
wheel.
totally, yeah. Those things, those don't work for me, man. I was doing hundreds a day, and I got nothing out of it. I was just like, what the hell?
You know what though? I need to go do this at some point. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So Brian, how much would I owe you for making a Hungar the Starvarian miniature for me?
Dude, you can have one. I printed up like half a dozen, and I'm gonna make.
All right, man.
Now that I got some more resin, I'll make shadows. What 90 millimeter, 95, whatever it was.
Whatever you can make. I just want a big one. Because I've got a lot of stuff back here from friends and family and viewers and stuff, and I want a Hungar up here forever.
That's cool.
That people can see. You know what I mean? When they see it, I want it right there. Because of obvious reasons, and I want to every time I come in here, see that as soon as I walk in.
Yeah, I found so on Colts, I found a bunch of sexy like slave girls minis.
Oh yes.
So I'm gonna put those with my Hungar mini and he'll have his little entourage of slave girls.
I still think he needs the busty Ukrainian nurses with swords.
Hey, since most other channels don't want to talk about stuff like that, have you been hearing the hubbub bubs
about sexy slave girls?
No, about the UK thing collapsing and coming to an end.
The UK thing?
Well, not the UK, the Ukrainian thing.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's basically just pulling out, going, "Sorry, Zelensky, you're on your own."
Well,
I haven't heard that.
Well, see, what pisses me off is that, regardless of how you look at it, is we left them there to die, kind of, and say, well, we'll just keep encouraging you instead of saying, hey, maybe we should do a peace treaty. I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. But anyway, that's enough for that.
Sure. Just curious if anybody been hearing the same murmurings I have.
Well, the people I listen to, the answer is yes, but I try to avoid any of the mainstream stuff. But even even when you start listening to mainstream, when you start looking at the average age of a soldier is 43, you know something's not going right in that zone.
Wow.
I mean, that's what got me is it went to 40 to 43, and you start hearing that they're sending guys to 50 and 60 years old to go train. Yeah. It's, well, the big things were just broke. That's all I can say.
Yep. And what's up, Mark? How you doing? Long time no
Yeah,
see,
but
man.
we'll send fucking money hand over fist to Israel.
Well, no, it's funny because Israel will get less money than Ukraine, and then they want more for time. I'm like, you can't even pass a budget to pay government workers, let alone anything else. So why are we paying all these people overseas? Anyway, I don't want to get too political, but
I have to admit,
it was interesting watching the. Good.
I don't mind seeing Russian shit blow up. Especially now, listen, I don't want war on anybody. I don't want anybody to die. But when you have Russian war hawks wanting to take shit, I don't have a problem seeing their shit explode.
Well, the problem I have with it is that we're the ones pushing everyone into this crap.
Well, really, again, could have been whatever it might be. It's just I'm pro Ukraine before I'm pro Russia.
I am pro Ukraine in the fact that we should have just kept out of it entirely. And there wouldn't have been a fight. In the first place.
You know what? I feel like though, if we had kept out of it, they would have just steamrolled over it and just it would have been done a long time ago. But they would have just steamrolled right through it, and there would have been a lot more dead people.
Well, 2014 is what I'm referring to. I'm referring to 2014, well before all the stuff recently. It's when you start hearing the things that we did, we're using him as a proxy.
Mark's getting weird tonight.
Yeah.
All right, not Mark. Sorry, Mark. Mac is getting a little frisky tonight.
How much? Well, I think that they're talking 40 billion to 60 billion for Ukraine. And, what is it, 10 or 15 to Israel, 10 to 15 for Taiwan, and then 10 billion somewhere else. Like we can't even repair Maui.
How about we fix our own crap before we try fixing anybody else's? That's my stance. There's way too much stuff going on here at home that needs fixing. What's up, Colonel Kronk? Long time no see.
I mean, I'm going to mention this much because where I work is I just spent all day talking about dams that need to be fixed, and there's no money. It's always about money. Like, yeah, but how come we can send all this money to we could repair every one of them for $60 billion?
Well, I mean, the reality of it, it's not necessarily we're sending them cash. We're sending them shit, and then we're buying new shit to replace the old shit that we're sending.
Well, here that's true, but we're deciding on how much this stuff is worth. We're giving it to them into permanent debt, and then it's like, well, these are supposed to be depreciated over time, but now we're selling it to them for what current prices would be, as if it was new,
if not more. More.
Yeah, exactly. So all we're doing is we're putting them in permanent debt. This is why I go that it's a complete racket. We're not there to help Ukrainians. We're there to put them in permanent debt so they owe us money forever. Like, okay, yeah, it's.
Whoa.
There's a great book again talking about it. It's go read the book, An Economic Hitman, Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
I have
that one. Then go read the what's the other one called? The Creature from Jekyll Island. That's another, and yeah, it's. I mean, I've seen it firsthand when I was in Iraq and just discussed me entirely. So that's regardless of what Russia's doing, we're forcing people to get into a war that that doesn't help them, and that's what really aggravates me. Yeah, that's just yeah. There you go, man.
I mean, I don't think it would have helped them if Russia took Ukraine anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, Russia wouldn't have taken Ukraine. Russia was perfectly fine being neutral until we were trying to force them into NATO, and then Russia said, "That's it." We were talking 2014. They had no problems with Ukraine in 2013. That's
they took fucking Crimea.
Crimea was already there. It's
Crimea.
Russian anyway. It's been Russian for decades.
But it isn't there. It's not there. It wasn't there.
It was there.
Ukraine.
They had an agreement. It's a primarily Russian ethnic group there anyway. Those people are Russian. I mean, whether you like it or not. Again, 2013.
Actually, they're actually Tartars. They're not Russians. That's the
2013.
indigenous peoples.
Yeah,
of
if you look
Crimea.
at it though, is they voted for it long ago. Here's the thing: 2013, Russia had
He's
no
a
problems
big
with it
fat
being
mouth,
Ukraine.
folks.
Just look at 2013. Ignore all the other stuff after 2013. Russia was fine with it. So what changed in what changed after that?
But do you not? I mean, does Ukraine not have the right to self-govern?
Then why did we do a coup?
No, I'm just asking. Does a nation have the right to self-govern and make its
Well,
own
if you're
decisions?
going to ask me, then I believe that every state has it, and that includes the sub-states. Do the sub-states have
you're
the
not
right to
answering the
self-govern?
question,
The answer is yes.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Well,
So
so
a
the
nation
sub-states
has the
has
right to defend itself and ask for
so the
aid.
sub-states are Donetsk, Luhansk, Crimea. So they have the right to do their own self-determination.
Oh, Mac was asking a question there, Bri.
Oh, what's up?
Whatever size you want it, you can scale it up.
Yeah, it's a he's Nerd says it's a 28, but I think it's more of a 32, like a heroic 28. Because I think he plays a dwarf or something, doesn't he? His character is like a dwarf barbarian. Is he?
No, he's a dwarf. Dwarf, some sort of.
So he always plays dwarves.
He's a little bit smaller than like a normal human. But yeah, you 3D printing, you can just go up and down however you want.
Well, then I think Shadow was saying he wants a 95 millimeter.
I want a 97, no, 100.
Whatever your machine can handle.
Yeah,
he wants a bust.
He
wants a bust of Hungar. He wants a
120 millimeter. Fucking.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
so
hey Brian,
Yeah.
you remember back in the day when we were kids? Remember the Shogun Warriors?
Hell yeah, the
remember
toys,
the big 2 foot tall. Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, and they
The
shot
robots?
stuff off. They were the same size as the Godzillas. I remember too.
Yep, I had all three. Well, I had my brother had one Shogun, I had the other one, and we had the Godzilla. One Christmas, my parents just, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, man. They must have been drinking shit.
Godzilla was awesome. I remember it shot stuff out of its mouth. That's the problem, is everyone's worried about their eyes. I'm like, everyone's wearing glasses nowadays anyway. The kids are fine.
Benny Warbot says 3D printers are for sellouts.
Yeah.
And let the discussion begin. Go.
So Mutt is stirring the shit. Okay, when Mutt gets a good 30 years in gaming, he can talk shit. Oh damn! Or like me and Owen and we're talking 40 plus each of us. Mutt, when you get to the 30-year range or even the 20-year range, you can start shit.
You know what though? This is the way I look at it. You're talking to someone that used to play with chits. You aren't selling out crap. You're just upgrading. That's what it is at this point.
Yeah, I like I said, I've got so much to get finished, and it's not even so much the stuff that I need to get finished. It's the stuff that I don't know where to put it. I need like a craftsman, like 8 foot tall freaking cabinet, for just half of my stuff. It's unbelievable how unorganized my stuff is, and to bring in a 3D printer, I would just be that would be valuable real estate. I could put the actual minis in.
Just print 15s. You'd be all right.
I actually like what was it called? Was it drop zone or whatever, where they use 6 millimeter?
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool for
Space
sci-fi.
Drop or Space Drop Commando or something like that. Was it Drop Pot? No, Drop Ship.
I did the same thing, Mark. Those were amazing toys for the time. I had, I think, Radine, and my brother had like the more red one. I had the blue one.
Yeah.
And I was a G.I. Joe nut, dude. That was my jam.
The real G.I. Joes that were 12 inches tall or whatever.
No, not that shit.
Minnie's got another one for you, Bri.
Why print the minis if you're not going? Shit, I'm painting them, dude. I just painted 100 some minis.
No, wait a minute. As someone that can be independent in this, I have been over to Brian's house. He does paint his miniatures.
I got a shit ton of painted stuff.
And I'll say this much, especially the ones that were the pygmies are awesome. You know what? You painted those, didn't you, Brian?
Actually, they're a buddy of mine's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I can't vouch for his.
See, I mean, just go to my battle reports. You can see all my painted shit, except
I know
boo-boos.
Well, yeah. Now, did he paint all those, or did he just paint the?
Actually, he didn't paint them. He hired somebody to paint them.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, I don't know if I could like ever hire someone to paint my stuff.
I mean, if you got them, so these guys I game with, right? They're all in their 60s.
Yeah.
And they've been gaming for fucking 50 years plus. There's probably 1,000 years worth of gaming experience there. But they do board games and wargaming, miniature wargaming, and everything in that clubhouse is fucking painted. Thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of stuff. All the board games, all the pieces are all painted. Nothing is not painted in that place. And they're all retired. Like one was a Texas state rep, and one was a retired Marine Corps major, and one's a retired scientist. So they got money. So they just you just pay some badass painter to paint all your shit, and it's all good.
They're probably paying Fritz, because I don't know too many guys unless they got somebody else. But Fritz makes some decent money doing that. And I'm just too much of a control freak, or I want the fun for myself.
So one of the guys, he is like the lawyer guy. He sends like a volume of because he'll get like his Napoleonic shit painted, right? He will print up examples of like the uniforms, and he'll want the unit designations, and he'll do all this like huge research, and it's like a volume, like 100 pages of just reference material. He's like, I want this painted exactly like this painted exactly like this, and they do it. They use Fernando Enterprises. It's actually a pretty famous company in Sri Lanka. They
really?
So they send all their stuff there, but yeah, it's some great paint jobs.
I mean, I'll be fair. If I had the money, like if I ever won the lottery, I would go pay someone to paint all of my Kingdom Death and magnetize them.
Yeah,
it's like, look,
I don't know, man. I really do enjoy the thing. It would be like paying somebody else, to have my fun.
Well, I'm not saying that it wouldn't. There's certain things I'd enjoy, but you know what? I don't want to have to spend hours and hours painting the very little tiny details. I actually would enjoy doing, like, I have one of the old miniatures from what's it called, the War Machine in Hordes. I have one of the big what are they, the Mountain Troll.
Okay.
And that one would be just fun to paint because it's got big surfaces. It's a big, impressive miniature. It's a centerpiece without being overly. It's not that you don't have small details, but some of them, like the Games Workshop, are just so intricate and delicate and just a pain in the butt and having to deal with them. Like the
GW stuff now, it's so like how they design it now, like the pieces, you almost need to paint them on the sprues now.
Yeah, I have actually seen people do that, and the only problem I have with that is when you cut them off, then you got to do all the work, where you couldn't do where you clip at the clip points.
Yeah, but it's better than like trying to get in those little grooves because of their minis are so action packed that it's hard to reach some of those areas if you don't do it that way.
Yeah, I know the same thing with a lot of Dungeons and Laser stuff. It's like, what, you're kidding me, right?
Yeah.
The other
Seriously
thing,
expect me to get that, and then I'll look on their site, and some dude did it, and it looks like freaking, magic. I'm like, what? What? You got to
there's
deal with
some-
the devil, don't
There's
you?
some
you scum?
amazing, amazing
Well-
artists out there.
and for me, I would rather just paint, the big diorama stuff. That's, let's be honest, is I'm not trying to do the greatest stuff. If I'm going to play with painted miniatures, I just go over to Brian's and use his stuff. It's- Which reminds me, Brian, what do you want to play tomorrow? Because I like to try Star Wars Rebellion, but I know
Yeah,
they're not
bring it.
painted.
Yeah,
All right.
bring it.
That's like 4 hours. I'll have to
Yeah,
bring
that's
some
fine.
food over. What do you want?
Nah, that's good, dude.
Okay, then I'll just make sure I get fed.
Yeah, feed yourself and then come over.
No, man, it's, you know what? If you can go over and play with someone else's stuff, they
No,
give you
that's all
play.
good,
So the
dude.
least you can do is give them some food or something.
Hey, Charlotte, long time no see. I'm still waiting for those pictures of your minis that you painted. Seriously, girl. Paint more. Yeah, he made the whip sound. Where there's a whip.
Get off my lawn.
Never hire someone to paint your minis. You bought them, you paint them. Get off my lawn.
No,
Oh.
I like that, but some of it is I have a bunch of minis, but man, sometimes it's just a pain in the butt. Part of me is I just want to. I wouldn't mind doing it with the bigger miniature stuff, but man, they're so expensive, and really they're meant as centerpieces anyway. I think it'd be more fun to actually do terrain. That's not overly
Terrain is
intricate.
fun. Terrain
Yeah.
is a lot of fun. I really do like that. But there's something to be said for, the little guys like these guys I just did. These guys were pretty simple.
Sure.
These little
Yeah.
Dragons
No,
are-
I mean,
little
No,
little lizard pterodactyl people with laser guns. Knocked them out pretty quick. They were fun. But now I got all these freaking zombie conquistadors.
Yeah.
By 6 at a time, and I've got some Aztec zombies and some Viking zombies. I do have some snake men though.
You.
No, I mean, for me, it's the problem is everyone uses units, and a lot of times I just rather paint. Again, I'm a skirmish kind of person. I only want to do 6 aside or something, and let's try it out. That way you don't feel like you're having to paint dozens and dozens of the same miniature. That's one of the things that turned me off with the Warhammer stuff is but I want to make them kind of unique. I don't want to spend all that time on 30 Marines just to put them out there, and I'd rather spend that time on 6 Marines and just have more fun with it.
Yeah, you know what, Charlotte? Either wait for a Christmas sale or go to Miniature Market, which always has a really good price on everything, or wait until after Valentine's Day when the prices are going to drop like crazy because of the after holiday and pre-summer vacation stuff.
The other part is, the problem that I have with it is I buy like 200 different paints, which I think I have in my Vallejo stuff. And really, why? Just find something that's like a good 5 or 6 colors.
What was a Les Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're just laser rifles. And you're painting a Dean Winchester Supernatural right now. That sounds kind of fun. I really liked that show up until and even past the Leviathans, but the last 3-4 seasons were just like, why am I wasting my time? I hate this.
That's so true of every show. Is they, with the exception of a couple of them, you need to stop while you're ahead instead of just trying to.
It's like their main, like the first main story was the damn apocalypse. I mean, it's like doing the big bad right out of the chute. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, I mean, it had a nice build up, until you find, once they got the what was it, the 6-shooter, I was like, I'm in. Oh, I'm so in, and then, after that, just they're pumping the shark year after year, moving the goalpost back a little more, but still jumping the shark.
Well, I'm going to mention this much, Shadow, is for this weekend, that it's a double feature, right?
No, I didn't know that, and I might not be able to make it again.
Okay. All right. Well, it's supposed to be Dog Soldiers, which I recommend you watch anyway.
That's
and
awesome.
And then We Were Soldiers as the beginning of,
War
Veterans Day month. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to talk to the boy and see if he wants to get in on that.
And really, all we said is if you've seen it at some point, feel free to join. I think that's what we were saying, is because it's a long movie. The Dog Soldiers not so much, but We Were Soldiers is.
I saw that.
Well, what are the other picks for Veterans Day month?
I think that was my first. They're all trying to decide.
Okay.
We said anything within the last 200 years.
You mean the
historically?
Yeah, pretty much anything within the last 200. Like, we don't want to see Napoleon, no Waterloo.
So if Jackie wanted to pull another Star Wars movie out of the, he'd get vetoed.
Well, only if it applies to the Cold War and Ronald Reagan, But no, we're trying to stick with a kind of historical fiction.
That's fair. I don't know. I might pick Force 10 or even the Guns of.
Yeah, Guns Navarone. I'd like to see 1917 at some point, or Kelly's Heroes again, or there's a bunch of stuff you can pick out there.
The first Guns of Navarone was such a slow burn, dude.
Well, what was the one where they blew up the dam?
Force 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Navarone.
Yeah, Force 10 is the one that had Harrison Ford in it, right?
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah, we already did that one, Mac. That was actually my son's pick for Western Month. Can you believe that?
Yeah. No, yeah, you got to pick something that's within, we were even joking about technically Zulu would fit in there too.
Or Shaka Zulu, which was
Shaka Zulu was in the early 1820s. I'm talking about the Zulu, with Michael Caine.
Yeah, it's the same.
No, those are completely different time
periods. That was before. Shaka Zulu was before that.
Yeah, we were talking about
somebody a Coke there.
Well, we were talking about A Bridge Too Far also. A Bridge Too Far was in there.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. So there's A Bridge Too Far. Well, you know what? If you want to go for long, Patton was good too.
Midway was a good one.
Yeah. I didn't get into Pearl Harbor.
No, I heard that was awful.
Tora, that would be a good. Be a good Pearl Harbor movie.
Ooh, that would be cool. So when she says the battle scene Zulu entirely in Lego stop motion. We were because Zulu was 1870 or something like that.
You should watch The Eagle Has Landed or
Das Boot.
Das Boot's a good one.
Yeah, if you want to spend 4 hours, Das Boot's a good one.
Yeah, I don't really want
the German Stalingrad movie was pretty good too.
You know what I liked? The movie was it T-34, or what was it? It was something like that where they capture the Russians. Yeah, the Germans capture the Russians, and then they use them to practice on.
It's a good. It's got some good CGI in there, some panthers and stuff.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's fun. It's a fun movie for that. Enemy at the Gate, I thought was so. To be honest.
Yeah. It's God, if you go to my blog, guys, weirdworldwar2.com, I got over 700 movie reviews in that thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
World War II. And most of them have like links to like watch that shit for free. So
yeah.
Nice, dude. Wow.
There was Fury. What's the other one that's out there?
Fury was. I enjoyed Fury.
Yeah, there was another one,
but it's still good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm okay with some of it. Is I like I said, 1917 looks interesting. What's the other ones that they have out
1917. There? It's okay.
Dunkirk. I said no Dunkirk because that thing was a boring movie.
If you want to watch something for Veterans Day, watch Johnny Got His Gun. Jesus.
What about Final Countdown? You think that would fly?
What is it?
Final Countdown.
I don't remember that one. Well, you know what? Technically, I don't know if we count this one, but what about Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah.
Because that was Cold
How
War.
I learned to love the bomb.
Yes.
How I stopped fearing. Wait, was it How I Learned? What's the full title?
Yeah, it's
How I stopped worrying
and,
about the bomb and
Yeah.
loving it or some shit. Or
yeah, and
something
How I
like that.
Learned to Love the Bomb or something like that. Yeah.
You could do The Day After. You could do
The Longest Day.
Webs. Was it Webs or what's the British one? That one's brutal.
Oh, well, you have The Longest Day, which I enjoyed with the old black and white. But you look at like Ernest Borgnine, and it had like everyone in that one.
That's he was also in.
What about Stalag 17?
Yeah, Stalag 17 would work.
But Stalag 17, it feels like a damn play. I mean, it's from a play, but
yeah,
it feels like a play when you watch.
Yeah, I don't know that one fire hose scene, man. That was just.
Yeah, I mean the Great Escape is epic.
Yeah, the Great Escape is a lot of fun too. Actually, I enjoy Kelly's Heroes, even though it's completely, ridiculous.
Jesus, I need to get a much bigger pot of water for my
Path of Glory. I think it's Path of Glory is a post World War II movie about the British Airborne in Arnhem, and it's actually the British Airborne from Arnhem in it.
Oh, cool!
The actual soldiers are in it.
Did you
really?
Yeah, and they're using, dude. They actually have like a Panther tank, like a real one.
Oh wow!
And they shoot a Piat at it. It's fucking awesome, dude. But the actual paratroopers from Arnhem are playing in the movie. It's a fantastic movie. You can find it on YouTube. It's free on YouTube.
Dirty Dozen was good. Band of Brothers. Oh, you know what? I would probably have to go with Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a good series I enjoyed was The Dons Are Here Are Quiet, which is a Russian film where basically they have the German paratroopers drop in behind lines, and the only group to stop them are a sergeant and a bunch of women anti-artillery. What's that?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's like an artillery unit.
Yeah. Well, the series is on Amazon, and it was a little mini series. It was a little like 5 episode or so, and that was done really, really well. Yeah, The Dirty Dozen, Wind Talkers is okay. Band of Brothers I thought was fine. I wasn't like all these people were enamored with him, and
I thought it was good. I mean, it's pretty realistic.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched Gallipoli. I can never get through like the first half hour. I get too bored.
It's a slow burn.
Well, the other one is which I enjoyed was Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That counts as a war movie.
Yeah.
If we're going to joke about it, if you're really going to do it, is no, we are not counting. What was that movie with Guillermo del Toro during the Spanish? War? Yeah, Labyrinth. Wait. Oh, what? Oh, if you really want to, go for one that's kind of warlike but is ridiculous, do you remember seeing The Keep?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I played the board game on one of my battle reports.
Yeah. Oh, Hamburger Hill.
I meant to push this one. Apocalypse Now. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts.
Totally.
Yeah. Full Metal Jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. Max.
Firebase Gloria.
I remember that one. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Wings.
Well, what is it? Operation Dumbo Drop. Doesn't that count too?
Or
I actually saw that movie. Wow. That was such a long time ago, though.
Is it not Con Air? What's the one where they that's the CIA in Vietnam?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about. It's where they were smuggling drugs back and forth.
Yeah,
the U.S.
That was a good one.
Air America?
Air America. That's it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Lots
of great British ones too, and there was a pretty cool. So like when the Soviet Union collapsed, a lot of the Soviet era television was released, and there's a show called, I think it's called T-34 actually, and it's about a I think it's either Polish or a Czech tank unit or tank T-34 tank who have like this mascot dog, this German Shepherd, and the stories are basically them like throughout the war or whatever. It was pretty good.
Oh, what about what was that one with the Beast?
Oh yeah, that's great. That's one of my favorite. Afghanistan.
Yeah, where isn't a bunch of Russians and they're trying to escape? Yeah, I haven't seen it. I just heard about it.
Oh, dude, yeah, you need to watch that. The Mujahideen that tank gets lost in the like mountains, and this Mujahideen team is trying to hunt it down, and there's the tank commander's a fucking nut, and there's all this drama going on in the tank too. It's pretty good. Jason Patrick and shit, who's the guy? He was in Scarface. He was Scarface buddy. The guy he ends up killing from Cuba. I can't remember his damn name.
I've never seen Scarface.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, you got to see at least it. Yeah,
That's brutal.
I love the ending. Say hello to my little.
Yeah.
and my friend was like, he didn't shoot twice. I said, he did reload. Didn't you see that? I mean, that ending scene where they just decided to take him out. I mean,
he just chokes up too. He just like, and he just, let's rock.
Oh, what's
good Lord. Yeah, Carlito's Way. That's a really good one too. Good.
Yeah, well, we're trying to stick with war movies here, though, Brian.
Yeah, I don't get into the Usual Suspects, crime movies like that.
Oh, Usual Suspects was very good. I think that's a great one to do, especially if you want to talk about role playing. I think that's a lot of fun for that one.
Yeah, I've just always had this anti-crime stance. I didn't like any of the Ocean's 11, even though I saw the original.
Yeah,
that was kind of when I realized I don't like these kinds of movies where it glamorizes crime in any way. Just
I don't like when it glamorizes it, but I don't mind watching it like a crime story.
Well,
I want to see the bad guys get caught. Let's just put it that way.
Well, the Usual Suspects I enjoy. Well, it depends on what it is and what they're doing. I don't mind it too much if it's ridiculous kind of thing.
827 movie reviews on my.
Oh wow.
On my blog.
Wow, dude, you've been at this so freaking long.
That blog's over 10 years old.
Dude, I don't even think I've seen that many movies in my lifetime.
I'm trying to think of what are some other ones out there that are.
Oh, there's a new one I haven't seen yet. It's called Operation Napoleon, and it's basically like it's kind of like a techno thriller where these Norwegian kids they're in Iceland. They find a German cargo plane up in the mountains, right? And they go in it, and guess who's in it? Uncle Adolf.
Oh,
his body's in there. And I guess there's some sort of like a group trying to prevent that knowledge from getting out or some shit.
You would think, yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's a brand new movie.
I'm trying to think of
my boy's actually looking forward to the actual Napoleon movie with, I think, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty glamorized already from what I've seen. And why do they have his wife? Oh, my God.
Which one? Josephine or the other one?
Josephine. It's Josephine that they're showing him. He's like a total cuck or some shit.
Well, didn't she sleep around with everybody?
Yeah, but it's just like, ugh. Why even? Ugh. Dumb.
Does Hellboy count?
Here's a good British one, guys. Immortal Sergeant. It's about a British patrol in North Africa that get like separated. It's really good. It's like I think Cary Grant.
I've never seen any of those movies there, Mac. Not one of them.
Henry Fonda's in it. It's really good.
You know what I did like was The Hill.
Oh, The Hill.
Which is just I mean that's just in the prison with Sean Connery.
Yeah. Where he's in a military prison. Let's see. I'm just going through my shit here and seems to find some good ones. I enjoyed that TV series that came out about the SAS in North Africa. That was pretty good.
What were they called? The Desert Rats, or
no? It was the
you know what? I can pull this
group. Long range desert patrol group.
Yeah, but is it? But we'd have to do what, the Last Crusade or the first one? Those are the only two we can do.
Yeah. I would want my boy to see the first one.
Like I says,
Charlotte, we're gonna
Narvik
have
was good.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. I love that movie, but and I've seen a lot of stuff with Tim Curry, but that was the last time I was able Tim Curry was just so gross in that movie. It was just
in the shadow.
I guess, yeah, he just gave me the creeps in a not okay way. What?
He's an actor. He's supposed to.
I know, but it was just like I was just like, oh, dude, you've literally just played the most creepiest, scummiest looking, sweatiest, just.
There we go. Just so everyone knows, we already did Casablanca, so you can't include that one.
And mind you, this is coming from a guy who's seen Rocky Horror Picture Show more than 200 times.
Yeah.
So it was just that portrayal was just like, I have never seen anybody play somebody that was so just gross. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be in an elevator with this guy. That character.
I mean, he's a good actor. He's portraying like he came across like.
I don't know if that's what they were looking for or not. You know what I mean?
Well, sure.
It was just like I don't know.
Narvik was really good. That was a brand new movie from Netflix, I think, about the invasion of Norway in World War II.
Okay.
Pretty good. It's interesting because it actually, it follows the life of a Norwegian soldier and then his family back in Narvik, and where the French and the Norwegians were fighting the Germans, like before the invasion of France and shit. It's something you never hear about. It's just a cool aspect of the war that's usually never talked about.
Well, I'm
Rocketeer, that was a really fun movie. That was a really fun movie. The Rocketeer.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a fun movie.
Oh, you guys see Sisu? That's fantastic.
Which one was that one?
That's the Finnish guy where he's almost like a Rambo during World War II.
Oh, I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
It's great. It's like a man's movie. It's like
that's what we need.
We need more men's movies.
Hey, what's up, Cal? Ass. Yeah, Cal, I saw it the first time when I was 14, Rocky Horror, and all my friends were like, wanting. We here's the thing, I got free tickets every Friday for Midnight at the Movies from Elvira, Mistress of the Dark herself, handed them to me, 100 and some. Actually, well, sometimes she wasn't there, but at least 100 different times she was right there handing out tickets. At KZY radio station back in the 80s. So yeah, me and my friends were going to go down there and get free tickets to Midnight at the Movies every Friday after school, and invariably that's where all the girls were watching Rocky Horror. Not watching heavy metal, not watching Song Remains the Same, not watching Pink Floyd The Wall, not watching Wizards, but in Rocky Horror Picture Show. And this 14-year-old was going to be hanging out where the girls were, and let's just say I had a really, really good time.
Yes, I used to date a bunch of drama girls, so never, you always ended up at Rocky Horror.
Mac, I can actually, it's a good one. But and maybe even better, but one that's also acceptable in that list is Little Shop of Horrors.
Did you ever see the uncut ending of that one?
No, I haven't seen that.
So this is what happened. What they were originally going to happen. The plants take over the earth, and they show them like kaiju size destroying the city. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, really?
Giant, the giant, plant monsters destroying the city like kaiju movie. They were that's how it was going to fucking end. but
No, I did not date Elvira. She was not only older than me by a decade plus, but I was really, 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 really never going to be her type.
she's a
You know what I
lesbian
mean?
anyway.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to say that nicely
That's okay. Lesbians don't
without
mind
outing her.
being
I know
lesbians.
she's probably way out there now, but back then we didn't know. Hell, most of us didn't even know what that word meant.
Oh, I thought
Which one
about
was a
her being
lesbian? I don't
before.
know.
Elvira.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, Little Shop is. I used to know a guy who could literally sing the entire movie. He knew that movie line for line, backwards and forwards. We'd be hanging out when I was a lifeguard, and playing like Magic the Gathering or something like that, because he was teaching me how to be like how to be better at it. And that's what he would do. He would just, it's like, okay, I'm doing Little Shop of Horrors. I'm like, ah, shit. So for the next 2 hours while I'm sitting there, watching, for people to, have problems. Yes, he did say that, and he would just do the freaking whole thing. I'm like, okay, well, glad I didn't bring my radio, because you'd be drowned out by now after like the 17th time.
There's
Yes,
kind
she's
of a
actually
weird.
a redhead. Yes, Miss Cassandra is actually a redhead, and Robin Williams said,
Yeah, she's a
lesbian is
redhead.
a woman in comfortable shoes. Nightmare Before Christmas, that one's good. But I've also seen that one about 50, 60 times. I had an
I've
ex
seen that once.
who had a daughter, and that's all she would watch every day, all day, until
All day, every day.
yeah.
There's a movie that came out a couple years ago called Freaks Out. It's like a Spanish movie, but it's like set World War II. Like these Nazis are hunting down these circus freaks that have these like superpowers. It's pretty interesting. It's different.
Did she really vanish for years? I
don't think
really
that she
paying
did.
attention.
I think she just, it's one of these things. It's just sometimes they are that popular, and they just.
Yeah, I could have swore
No,
she was
she
always
didn't
doing
vanish.
conventions and
Yeah.
other things, and
She's been around.
maybe just bad TV shows or what
She
have
had
you.
a movie not too long ago, maybe like 5-8 years ago or so.
She had what?
A movie. She's had a couple movies. She made some
she's
video
been
games.
around. It's just one of these
South
things.
Park, the first South Park movie was excellent, and that was
She's out of the limelight. But that's more because of that's more because the studios decided to do that than anything else.
Sorry, man. I didn't even bring up musicals, man. You did. So there's that. Oh shit! Are we gonna do that? You think we could really make Connell cringe and say, okay, let's do musicals?
Wait a minute. Here's the problem: is we
huge-
would need the sci-fi musicals for next year.
A sci-fi musical. I don't think there is one.
Flush
That's-
Gordon.
Although Little Shop would count.
Well, Little Shop, yeah. I guess. I mean, could we count Flash Gordon?
My
for all
favorite
the
musical
music?
was Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
No, it's not.
Really?
My mom was a big musical. I grew up in all that shit. That was my favorite.
With my folks, it was West Side Story.
Yeah,
pretty
West
good.
Side Story wasn't bad. Musicals just were never my thing because they always seem to stop.
Grease
Whatever action
too.
was
I
going
like
on.
Grease too. That was pretty good.
Oh well, Springtime for Hitler.
The
yeah,
first one
I
had
guess
some
we could do that.
moments, but I saw it like once or twice, and that was because of somebody I was dating. Fine, Hello Dolly. Okay.
Well,
That's
wait,
the Whorehouse
what
in
was the
Texas.
other
That
one?
was a good one.
The
Springtime for Hitler? No.
no. The
History of the World? No.
The best whorehouse in Texas, or
That was a good one.
yeah.
Here's a good war movie that it's called Natural Light. It's a new movie. It's about some Hungarians,
Mhm.
doing
produced
like partisan patrols in Soviet Union. It's heartbreaking, heart-wrenching.
Well, I don't know. Did you ever watch and I don't know if it was a made for TV movie or not. Was Sobibor?
Oh yeah, I've seen. There's been a couple Soviet wars.
Yeah.
There's one with there's a new one not too long ago, but the
Really?
one with Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer's the one
really
I'm
good,
remembering. Yeah.
Let's see here. Most of these movies I do are shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Scientist?
No.
Scientist? I don't know if I've seen
man.
that one.
or Xenophobia.
Hmm.
You haven't
The
seen
war movie?
shit. They're basically Dollar Tree.
Oh
straight to
shit,
DVD.
dude. I watch a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of Dollar Tree shit too. The Cruel Sea, that's a really good one. That's an old
Which
British
one's the Cruel
naval
Sea?
one. It's
Okay.
Hey,
a
what's
British
up, Derek?
Navy.
Long time no see, buddy.
What is the mutiny one that they have?
Mutiny on the Bounty.
It wasn't on the Bounty. It was the one where they no, it was an American where they were
Oh, the
talking
American
about,
one. Mr. Robinson. Yeah, something like that. I think that's what it was
with
called.
with Bogey
Bogey. Yep.
and the strawberry ice cream. Yeah, I saw that one.
yeah. The K Mutiny, that was it. Yeah.
Kane Mutiny. Man. Oh, so there's an old World War II movie called Air Force, right? And this came out like right after Pearl, like right after. And it's
Charlotte,
about
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Jackie and I love that movie.
what is
Team
it?
America. I
Oh,
absolutely
yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
that movie.
I couldn't stop laughing. Me and my ex-wife saw it in the theater, and we could not stop laughing. No one else was laughing. They're like looking at us, and we were just crying.
You know what?
Funny.
My mom actually bought it for me. We were at like a thrift store, believe it or not, because it was right next to somewhere. And every week I would take her to the store, and I saw it. And I'm like, no way! I wonder if it works. It was like $1 at the Salvation Army or whatever it was. And I got home, and it's like, so we're gonna watch the movie, and I'm like, what? That movie you got? And I'm like, okay. And I ended up watching Team America with my mom. Mind you, though, this is the same lady I would watch Pulp Fiction with every Sunday for like the last year of her life. Every Sunday, me and her and I, and sometimes one or more of my friends, we'd sit and watch Pulp Fiction and just freaking die laughing. I love both those movies so much. I'm not painting or crafting, eating dessert. You lucky bastard.
So,
we're gonna have
real
dessert
quick,
right here.
so this movie Air Force came out like 42, early 42, right after Pearl, right? It's called Air Force. It's about a B-17 crew, one of the B-17s that were coming into Pearl right before the war.
Take care, Derek.
Battle. Anyway, but they have it where the B-17 lands, and then like a bunch of Japanese, Hawaiians are attacking them and shit. So it gets a lot of slack because it's like trying to reinforce and kind of like the internment of the Nippon Americans. And none of that shit ever fucking happened. But I mean, it was in the movie and all this shit, and they're kind of like making the case.
Oh, did you ever? I'm trying to think of the. Well, I mean, I would view it as this way, but what about the Hunt for the Red October?
Yeah,
I was thinking about that one, but I don't know.
So Shadow, you've read The Goon, right?
No.
What the dude? Go after we get off, go to Amazon and look up the trade paperback The Goon. Just get the first one or any of them. They are epic. But they were going to make a movie, and they did like a 5-minute.
Wait a minute. Was it about like? Was it kind of like a My Bodyguard kind of story?
No.
Okay.
He's like this big bruiser, this big like thug, and there's like a zombie apocalypse happening. It's like an everyday kind of thing, and he just kind of
everyday kind of thing is a zombie apocalypse.
He goes through all these adventures and shit. It's really great. But they did a just like a CGI animated trailer, like a 5-minute one, because they're going to do a movie of it. Watch it, The Goon. Just look up The Goon and watch that, and you'll see.
I just ordered a book I got in the mail today from Amazon, so it's on my list, but I can't promise I'll be getting it in the next week.
Just watch that The Goon animated trailer. Watch that, and you'll fall in love with it, dude. Because they did a great depiction of what the stories are like. I think it's David Powell wrote it. He's fucking great. Oh, Went the Day Well is a fantastic World War II what if. And what it is, it's a British movie. It's like set. I think it's set in early 39, where it's just a small fishing village in northeastern UK or whatever, and it's about when the Germans actually do the invasion, and it's them like rallying against it and trying to, they all just get bulldozed, but it's that carry on and fight on and whatever. It's a great.
No,
it's a
we
great
didn't
one.
mention any of the Rambo movies, Charlotte. Oh, hello, buddy. How's it going? Come on, up.
I mean, technically, would Predator count? I mean,
Yeah. 1941. That's a hilarious movie.
well, you know what?
I've never seen that one
1941 would
either.
be a good one
What,
too.
dude?
I've never seen it.
Oh,
You
I'm
will
not a John
laugh.
Belushi fan.
You will
I
fucking
kind of
laugh,
don't like
dude.
John Belushi.
It doesn't matter. He's not even in it that much, to be honest with you. It is hilarious, dude.
well, that is interesting. You consider that you missed Lost Boys, on Sunday. I think they used the same. What is that boardwalk or carnival thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's basically they're going through this, and the Japanese decide to attack the California coast. So yeah, it's got John Candy and a few others in it. It's pretty
Oh
fun.
god, it's hilarious, dude. It's
Yeah.
great.
Well, what's up?
Did you guys ever watch the Dust Boot TV show?
No.
No, was that the TV show
Puppy.
or was that the
You want
extended
that?
version that they made?
It's a brand new TV show.
Oh, Dust Boot? That's interesting. No,
It's not.
What
all
did you
that
do that?
great.
I just remember as a kid playing Silent Service.
Yeah. Oh, the Philadelphia Experiment. There you go. There's a weird war for you.
Oh, what was the movie? I forgot
World
what it
of-
was called. It's where they decide to take a super
He's a good
carrier
puppy.
back in time.
Yeah,
to
the final
Countdown?
countdown. That's the one.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, because that's hardcore sci-fi, and I
Yeah.
could get up. I could get into that again. Now Max got to go play World of Warships.
Yep. Yeah,
And Charlotte says there was a Das Boot TV show. Yeah, I guess there was. And Charlotte, he even though he's about 12 years old, he's still a puppy. And he's back. And he's gone again. Can't
yeah, I
make
mean
this
the Dust Boot was.
Hey
yeah.
Raven, how you doing? Long time no
Holy
see.
crap! Really, it was 4 seasons plus long, or 3 seasons of Dust
I mean,
Boot.
it's not complete shit, but it ain't all that great either.
Yeah, there's something to be said for if you're willing to watch the extended version of the original movie.
It's
I mean,
great.
you really get to feel what it was like to be a submariner, as for the U-boats.
Yeah.
Oh God! As soon as you put women on a U-boat, it's like no. It's
Yes, they are. They're all puppies. Well, I don't know. I've met some dogs that were, kind of grouchy after about 7-8 years. But this guy, he's grouchy, but he's still got so much energy and playfulness in him.
There's a good weird war one that came out, I think last year, called War Hunt. It's about some U.S. paratroopers going through this.
What
forest.
about? Have you ever seen Doom Trooper?
Yeah, that's shit, dude. It's like the worst weird war to me. SS Doom Trooper. We
wait
call
a
it
minute.
SS
How can
Doom
we-
Pooper is what we call it.
Just checking.
It's shit.
I know. I was when it first came out on
On sci-fi.
Wait a
yeah.
minute. How can we forget about American Badass the movie?
American Badass.
With sorry,
I was a huge fan of the Doom Trooper card game, and silly me, I thought there was going to be a connection.
No.
It's like, no, this is not Mutant Chronicles, not even close.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Firefox. I remember Firefox.
Firefox was cool.
Oh,
I watched
God,
that
yeah.
not too long ago.
Was that even a war movie though?
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
Cold
Cold
War.
War. Cold War.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not. I don't.
Well,
consider
it's
that
up to you guys. I mean, I've already picked, the realistic one, which is based off of a true story.
Mhm.
But we can't, like I said, American Badass the movie. We got the
Yeah, I think so,
werewolves,
Sean.
and it was a hilariously bad movie. It's one that Jackie would love.
Well, I was thinking, if I have any say, I would want him to watch movies that are, not just classics, but something that a modern day kid could get into. There have been some movies we watched, and he's just like, not a big fan. But Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's no way you could be of any age, over 12 and not get into that movie and not love the shit out of that movie.
Wait a minute. I saw it when I was like 7 or 8. It's a great movie.
I saw it in the theater.
But that was back then, Omen. I'm talking modern kids. You take a modern kid, you're lucky to even be able to get them into a movie theater unless it's a Marvel movie,
No. You can
I have
get
no
them in there.
interest in going to the movies
just like
anymore.
I was forced to. I was forced to watch E.T. multiple times because they dragged me to the theater.
I have never seen that movie. I have never seen E.T.
I mean, it's worth the once over, but that's it. It's not worth
it's horrible.
Watching.
No, my 2 hours are worth far more than that.
Oh, I hated it.
I
hated it. It was right up there with On Golden Pond. Just shoot me.
I've never seen On Golden. No, you know what? I think I might have.
No.
It was either that one or Terms of Endearment. Either way, I want my 2 hours back.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to think of some other ones that are out there.
I'm just not really, a movie guy all my life. It wasn't like I couldn't afford it. I always had other stuff to do. You can.
We've talked about Brass Target before. That's the conspiracy theory of Patton being assassinated.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
I don't think he was. I honestly don't think he was.
It's a good movie.
No, I saw a couple of things on it, and I'm like, I think it's just one of those sad. I mean, if you look at it from a certain perspective, it kind of,
Oh, dude, you should watch it. I mean, they lay the case like realistic. It makes sense.
Really?
You got your Cross of Iron. Knowing Peckinpah's like epic Cross of Iron.
Well,
Don't tell me none of you guys have seen Cross of Iron.
I hate saying this for Patton. There's easier ways to just kill him or fire him. They could have done that very easily.
Man. Sam Peckinpah. Am I talking to the ether here?
That's
the Wild Bunch.
Sorry, man.
That's within the last 100 years.
Oh my God.
Oh geez. Yep. Well, you got to do it. I begin to think of what other, great films were out there for some of these. I was trying to pick up some of the ones that were. Oh, Dr. Zhivago, I guess would count.
That's a good one.
I've never seen it. My mother loves it. I had to.
That's good.
I just never sat down for it.
Was that what it was called? Brass Target?
Brass Target, yeah. You can see it on. I think it's on YouTube for free. Oh, the 800 was pretty good. They did a remake of that. It's a Chinese movie about the 800 and the Battle of was it Shanghai? The defense of the Shanghai warehouse in 1937 when the Japs started attacking. And it's funny because those were KMT troops, not CCP troops, right?
Yeah.
So, but because it's a modern movie, in communist China, they don't really at the very end, some little dialogue box comes up that says because of the brave CCP fighters, repulse the Japanese or whatever the fuck. I'm just like, dude, it was a good movie until that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, all you have to do is say the Chinese fighters because we were going back and forth over that the entire time. It's Shanghai Shak.
Yeah. He was the leader of the KMT, the Republic of China.
They have all this big play, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all that. I'm trying to think of what are some other, I'm trying to think of some older films back we haven't gone through any of the any of the Civil War films.
I watched you said I guess you said 100 years or you say 200 years?
200.
Okay. Well, on my blog I found a bunch of World War II era Japanese war movies.
Ooh, interesting.
Fucking fan. Like one was Five Scouts. about just like a section of Japanese soldiers in China, and they, you never think about Japan having a film industry, dude. The Japs had it. I got a bunch of German movies. The Italians had them. All the fascist country, and they're the exact same as all the American, the Allied.
Oh,
stuff.
sure, of
It's all
course they are.
linguistic stuff. It's great though. It's but you see, and you see all the equipment and stuff of the day and shit.
Hey,
pretty
Abe
good.
Lincoln Vampire Hunter was the worst thing that happened to Abraham Lincoln in the theater. I mean, come on.
I watched Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies when I was in the hospital.
Yeah,
that wasn't bad, dude. That was fun.
Well, you know what? If you know you can have fun with it, I don't. That's sometimes you just have to just do everything in tongue in cheek. That's why I was mentioning American Badass, which has to deal with the werewolves and FDR.
Yeah.
What is it? What were some of the other ones that were out there? I'm trying to think of. I was trying to figure out stuff in the 1800s, but there isn't that much as far as
the Duelists. That's a good one, but that's more Napoleonics.
That's the problem. Is a lot of stuff I was trying to avoid the Napoleonic era too much.
It's still good though. Oh my god! So Shadows in the Clouds. Have you heard about that one? That was shit.
Mm-mm.
It was about a B-17 crew, like doing some sort of just jockeying mission, and there's a gremlin, like monster, like attacking the crew. But guess what? The main star is Chloe Grace Moretz, and the whole story where they got this chick on the aircraft, and she's got a baby with her, like in a sack, and no one noticed. It's just fucking ridiculous. Just
what was the one with Harrison Ford where they bombed Ploesti? What was that movie? You know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're doing the
the oil field,
the B-24s, the attack on the Romanian.
Oh, you talking
refinery?
In Ploesti? Are you talking about the weird comedy?
No, it wasn't a comedy. It was it was the one where they were when they attacked the Ploesti refinery.
Yeah.
They came in two different directions.
Ford being in it.
Harrison Ford was in it.
So, Private Ryan was like the guttural, the violence of war. The remake of the Thin Red Line. Holy shit, dude, that will change you, man. That is like the spiritual level of the hell of war.
Oh, what was the one that Angelina Jolie did for the guy that was put in the I guess the Bataan Death March camp and the POW camp? She was the producer. I don't remember what the
is it the Olympic guy?
Yeah, maybe that was
runner.
It.
Yeah. Shit. I did a review of that. That wasn't bad actually.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was called though. I've seen so much shit. I don't remember half of the shit.
I'm trying to think of all the ones in there.
I do World War II, Weird World War II, and Korea. I put Korea shit in mine too.
Yep.
There's some good.
Was it Hanover Street? I can't remember that. There's one of them, like I said, where they're fighting, where they're bombing Ploesti, and I can't remember which film that is.
I know what you're talking about, but there's not much action in that one. That's like a love story, if I'm thinking right.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's at the end when they're doing all the fighting for stuff.
Yeah, because I want to say I have seen that because it's a slow burn. Like he's in England and he falls in love with some chick.
Oh, wait a minute. Catch-22.
Oh, yeah. Catch-22. Is that what you're talking about?
Sorry. No, it's a different film, but I'm saying Catch-22 for a World War II film.
Yeah, that's a bonkers ass. They just remade it. They did like a mini series. I think George Clooney produced it.
Okay.
But there's an original one with
it's the one from the 60s, I think.
Yeah, they're fucking weird, man. It's a really strange movie.
Yeah, but after listening to how he was writing stuff, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of my experience going over to a war zone.
It's weird. It's Jojo Rabbit. Have you guys seen that?
No, I have not.
I think I actually have.
Did you like it?
Is it like how old is it? Because
it's like a couple years old.
Oh no! I'm thinking of something else.
It's about the little German kids in Berlin. Oh, dude, it's
I-
great.
yeah.
It's kind of a comedy. It's real, but it's also comedic.
It's
It's
okay
really
to have
good.
some comedies thrown in here. What was the other one? Was Jarhead
Jarhead.
the one with the wasn't that the one for Desert Storm?
Yeah, the HBO series or whatever.
No,
Well,
no, no. It was
apparently,
the,
Nerds Nerd has seen JoJo.
Oh, did she like
okay,
it?
there we go.
She
She said it was hilarious. I assume she
Oh,
does.
dude, I love the little kid, the little chubby kid. He had the best lines. He's like, at the end, he's like, "It's a bad time to be a Nazi." You know, like the Soviets are invading Berlin and shit. It's so funny. He's talking about they're gonna come and they're gonna rape all our women and eat all our dogs. What are we gonna do? Or such, he's living through the propaganda and stuff, right? And he's just spewing the propaganda. It's a good movie, but it's serious too.
Well, what about Three Kings?
Yeah, Three Kings is weird. It's a bonkers movie too.
Yeah, I saw that
It
one.
was good. It was good though.
Resist. Right?
Resistance. Marcel Marceau, the famous French mime dude. They made a movie called
You mean the
Resistance out
only
here.
famous mime?
Well, yeah, I guess he kind of the Renaissance.
I can't think of another one. Can you?
Form. Not like a famous one, no. But it's pretty
Kurt
good.
Rucker.
He was Jewish, and they did like this. They got a bunch of people out. It's a pretty good movie.
I'll tell you one that I enjoyed, which is just talk about a weird movie, was No Man's Land, the foreign film that was done in Croatian, English, and
Is that
French.
the one where they step on a mine?
It's where the guys in a minefield and they try rescuing
right,
them.
Charlotte. There are other
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah,
mimes.
that was one. It was hilariously, and it had a that was exactly what I was listening to because my father was over there, and it sounded exactly what was going on. At the time.
Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar. Yeah, there you go.
He's the only other famous mime.
The only other mime I can think of is that was. Did you guys ever see Shakes the Clown with Bobcat Goldthwait?
No.
Yes.
There's a great scene in that where they go up these clowns, like circus clowns or whatever, they confront a mime. Oh, it's epic. You watch that just for that one
Spy versus
scene.
Spy. I never saw that.
Well, let's see. You've got American Sniper.
That's okay.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one's okay. Well, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which was another one.
Yeah. I'm going through lots of good foreign flicks.
Yeah, I don't mind foreign.
Lots of
well,
good
it depends what
old-
other people are picking. Yeah.
Lots of good old flicks. There's a great bogey one, Action in the North Pacific or in the North Atlantic. If you're a bogey fan, Shadow, check that out. Action in the North Atlantic. It's about Bogey's like the captain of a cargo ship, and they're doing the North Atlantic cargo convoys to Soviet Union. It's really good, dude.
What was the one that they just had with
Hound. What is it? Something Hound.
Well, it was came out last couple years. It was
with Tom Hanks.
Yep.
It was pretty good. It was good. Something Hound, Sea Hound, or something like that. That was really good. I enjoyed that one.
Okay, we're not counting Tremors because that wasn't World War I or II.
They had a Tremors in the Old West. One of the was that 4 or 3?
Yeah, it was one of the last ones, I think. And Nerd says American Sniper was garbage along with Lone Survivor.
Yeah, those are just action flicks. Here you go. You can do a kaiju World War II movie, Rigo, the deep sea monster versus Battleship Yamato. Watch that one.
Yeah,
real movie.
I'm not going to put anybody through that. I don't even know if I could find it, or.
Well, I mean, we mentioned a bunch of good ones that are out there, and like I said, most of them are going to be probably Vietnam, World War II, or that's usually.
I mean, if you want to get dirty, you guys can watch the Nazi exploitation flicks of the 70s and 60s.
Oh no, thanks. The Last Samurai was incredibly boring, Mac Thompson, and it pissed me off because it had what's his name in it. The Alamo would probably count because it's within the last 200 years.
Emperor was pretty good. That was about MacArthur coming into Japan and setting everything straight, like saying,
Oh
this is
yeah,
where Hirohito actually like comes to his office. You know, the Emperor comes to MacArthur.
I think I watched I
pretty
watched it years ago. Yeah, where they were complaining about it.
Sorry, guys. Couldn't hit the
Oh,
button fast.
epic. Guys, watch this. Edge of Darkness with Errol Flynn about Norwegians and Nazis. Oh, dude. That is fantastic. Edge of Darkness. Errol Flynn. Oh, man, it's great.
Hey, no. I my problem is that if I want to watch a Japanese film, I want to watch Japanese. Stop throwing Americans in there, damn it. I've watced enough of Akira Kurosawa.
I don't know.
We don't need
I
Americans
gotta
in
agree
there.
with Mac. I actually liked the Last Samurai.
It had a damn American in it.
That was my whole point. You know what?
I know.
I can watch Akira Kurosawa films. I can watch all that for samurai.
Sure,
stuff.
There's the new Shogun coming out. Is it going to have an American dude in that one too?
Well, wait a minute. Shogun had a British in it anyway.
Yeah, I'm talking about. There's a new one coming out. There's
Right,
a
right,
new-
Didn't Robert Adams, the same guy who wrote Horse Clans, write that book?
I think so. I think that was it.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, when I found that, I was like blown away.
Well,
I did see the miniseries back in the day as a youngster, and then many years
That's pretty
later,
good.
I started reading the Horse Clans. I don't know if anybody's ever read the Horse Clans.
He's right. James Clavell. That's what it is. James
Is
Clavell.
that the one they did?
Okay,
with
I'm thinking he wrote something else then that was like that.
Yeah.
You see the guy who did like
Clavell's
Alaska and all those giant books, those really thick books.
Oh yeah, my parents had them, but you know what though? It's well, he did that one. What was the one that was after? There was another one after it where they talk about in retrospect. I forgot what it was
Nerd, I
called.
love kaiju movies. I love them.
Yeah, Nerd
You know
says
what?
she's going to actually watch
do that
the
sometime.
Kaiju versus the Yamato.
No, we need to have Brian's at some point have the kaiju versus like one of the naval, thing.
I've got a Cthulhu and I've got the hero fit or the horror fit or was it horror clicks Cthulhu.
Okay.
And I got the hero clicks Fing Fang Foom, the real giant miniature that I'm gonna use for kaiju in my Weird War.
Well, so we need that, and you need to have the ships around it. I will say this much: I don't care what anyone says. Best movie of 2021 was, Godzilla versus King Kong. I don't care what anyone
It was
says.
okay. I mean,
it gave me exactly what I wanted in a movie.
I like
Godzilla.
I like
versus King
Skull
Kong.
Island. I thought Skull Island was awesome.
Well, no. My whole point is, I knew exactly from the movie title what I was going to get.
Yeah,
I was not disappointed.
Yeah, but when they got Mecha Godzilla in there, it was just like,
Well, that was at the end, But I you know what? As I was watching the movie, I was trying to count out how many sailors were dying on the ships as Godzilla was sinking them. I'm like, where's my body count? I feel cheated. They had it in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, it's like there's some YouTubers that do those like body count movies, like videos. I like to have them do that. It'd be like tens of thousands.
I think Commando
naval crew.
isn't Commando like one of the biggest body count movies of all time?
Oh hell no, not anymore, dude.
Oh
Maybe
really?
back
Oh,
in the
come on.
80s, yeah.
You had the longest day. I mean, how much was that of a body count?
It's true. Yeah, King Kong got really big in that movie, or Godzilla got really small. I think.
Well,
Right.
King Kong got big.
What was the
Mighty-
original Godzilla? He was
Mighty Joe Young, the original. Have you guys seen? I mean, you guys have seen
Mighty
the
Joe
original
Young was
King
probably
Kong.
like 12 or 15 feet.
Yeah, he's not like a kaiju, but that's a great movie. The original one was a great movie.
Oh, I watched all those. I've watched every King Kong, and I enjoyed the 2005 version of King Kong too.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I tell you, I love Skull Island. That was fucking awesome.
One of the guys, boy, he got so pissed off when I was in Iraq about Skull Island. He just didn't like how the military was portrayed. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But it was a fun movie. But yeah, well,
So-
you know
so
what? This
Nerd.
King Kong just keeps getting. I'm sorry, Godzilla just keeps getting bigger and bigger every movie
does.
anyway. It used to only be 50, stories tall. Now he's what?
Those animated Netflix had some animated couple episodes, whatever. Godzilla was like shooting his fucking breath into space.
Hey, wait a minute.
Like,
Nerd, why aren't you coming in? You need to come in and
Side Origins.
She's going to be on my show tomorrow, but I will put in the link if she'd like to join tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give everybody a little
her in there.
preview.
She has her stuff. I'm probably gonna have to.
You know what?
Tap
Everybody
out
wants to come in. I should have said something a while ago. Mac, you want to pop in? You guys are all welcome to pop in the show. The funny thing is, I was looking up Robert Adams to find out what other book he wrote. Oh no, nerds! And all I can find is this photographer.
You know what? Everyone is fighting a cold. I've talked to like half a dozen people,
I never get sick,
and they all got sick within the last week.
What's up? It's this damn weather change and all the.
Could be.
You know what though? I didn't do it today, but I jump in the pool.
Oh, sorry, dude.
I jump in the pool and I'm okay. You get in that cold pool, the rest of your day is just
holy crap! No wonder. Oh, that sucks. Robert Adams died by 1990 at the age of 56. Wow.
Wow.
I'm 56. So
hey. You just have to make it 57 and you outlived him. No, I'm just.
Got that on.
Oh, what is the other one that they have? Is all. What is it? All is quiet on the Eastern Front.
That's pretty
Which
good.
I've never seen. I've just heard about it.
I kind of like the one with Burgess Mary, or not Burgess. Just went blank. McHale's Navy, 30 Dozen.
Okay.
Ernest Borgnine.
Borgnine, yeah.
Oh,
that was his guess.
Like every film.
That was just a guess. Wow.
Yeah, dude, that guy was in a bazillion movies. He's fucking fantastic in every single one.
Oh,
love him.
Every time he was in there, he was in The Longest Day. He was in like a bunch of different war films for that. Was he also in Kelly's Heroes? I can't remember.
No.
Okay. Nah, John Boy wasn't in there nearly as much. Thank God.
Yeah, John Boy was the main guy in the original. Well, it wasn't even the original All's Quiet. The original one was like a black and white one from like Germany or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was Germany and Russia for that. Yeah, it was. We'll see.
So, nerds, you gonna be okay for tomorrow?
Yeah, just drink some NyQuil. You'll be fine, nerds.
Drink some.
Well, I was supposed to do a one-on-one with her tomorrow,
booze.
And if she's going to be under the weather, I totally get how she might not want to.
It's not. Is it a live one or is it going to be?
It's going to be live, but it's just going to be me and her, so I can introduce her to the world. That only hang out on my channel. Because there's a lot of people that come to my channel that don't go to other channels. I know everybody thinks that, but because I do all the stuff with Nathan and those guys, there's a lot of people that
you're like the intermediary between clans.
Yeah. Too many people. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you know if I drop off suddenly, it's because my son called. So.
Oh, okay. No worries.
So, nerd, I got my new Sunlu ABS like 405 NM UV curing resin, solid gray, baby.
How much is that?
This was so it said it was 50 something bucks but when I went to check out, it was 37. So
cool.
No, I mean how much liquid?
Oh, 2,000 grams is what it said.
So about 4 pounds.
Shit, I don't know. Sure.
Well, they go by weight. There should be by volume, probably.
Dude, this expires on July 2025. Wow.
She says, be sure to update your printer settings for the new resin.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, I'll do that.
Otherwise,
I'll
you
have to-
will, you'll probably jam it up or something like that. I'm guessing.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll get my friend Jason to, because it was his. He'll tell me, he can tell me how to do it exactly. But yeah, that's cool.
Gotcha.
Pretty cool. Please use within 1 year for best results. For large models, please increase the exposure time. Keep away from sunlight. Please store in a cool, dry place. Wash your hands with the printed model thoroughly with over 95% alcohol. Oh, 95. I had a 91. I'll have to get some 95 then. There you go. See, read the instructions, folks. You learn something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
Oh, so here's a great World War II movie, April 9th. Have you heard of that one?
no.
It's about okay, so when the Germans invaded the Dutch, right, or the Danish, or whatever you want to call them, and the war lasted for a day. Okay, April 9th. They fought for a day and then they succumbed and they quit, they gave up in a day. But what it does is it follows this platoon of Dutch soldiers during the invasion, and it's really, really good. It's a Danish movie, so it's subtitles or whatever, but it's great. I like watching shit that isn't like normally talked about, or aspects of the war that isn't often highlighted.
Well, you're running out of time. Those guys are getting pretty up there in years.
Okay.
You're gonna have to, be relegated to watching movies. It doesn't say don't drink, so it must be safe.
It does. It says do not drink. It says do not drink. It says lightly toxic. It also said some other shit. Yeah. On the side
That
of the
would
box.
be like slightly lethal.
It says slightly toxic is what it said on the actual box.
The hell does that even mean?
Well, use your shit. Use your respirator.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the other thing. If I've got to buy one of those and use one of those, yeah.
I was gonna print tonight, but you had your show, so it's like, yeah, I'd have to be wearing a mask if I was in here because it's in here in this room. I couldn't like just hang out in this room.
So okay, if you've got to wear the respirator, doesn't that mean there's stuff in the air, right?
Well, I mean, I've got a fan, that blows out to the out the window right here. So here's the fan.
Okay, so like in 30 years, the whole environment's going to be screwed over because of this stuff going on in the air.
I think it's just the fumes. I don't think it's particulate. I don't think it's particulates floating around or anything like that. I think it's just the fumes from it.
Because I was wondering, if like you're doing it in that room, or after like a year or two of that, is there going to be like residue on your boxes and things like that?
I wouldn't think so. I hope not.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think it's like.
I know what you mean, but after a while,
I don't think there's not like a cloud, like an aerosol cloud that floats. Maybe heavy again. There's not going to be like a fog.
Nice, Charlotte. Nice. I think you won. I think you won the comment of the evening. I guess it means it'll kill you, but it won't call you racist on Twitter.
Oh, there you go. So nerd says it's mostly alcohol vapors.
Okay. That's
so we'll get drunk.
That's nothing. Right. Well.
Oh damn! This is a heartbreaking movie here. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. My God.
Oh yeah.
That's
no thanks. My boy had to read the book.
Oh yeah.
Or the short story or something like that for school, man, and I could tell he was not digging that. Just sniff a few magic markers first to prime your lungs. Nice.
Oh, Mission of the Shark and the USS Indianapolis. Those are movies about when the Indianapolis sunk, all the sharks and shit.
That does not sound like fun.
No, they just delivered the bomb, and they got hit by Japanese torpedoes, and they sank. And like most of the crew that survived were eaten by fucking sharks for the few days that they were floating in the water.
Yo, that's
awful.
Yeah.
And the captain got lambasted and like got accused of like negligence or whatever, and he ended up killing himself because of it. All his crew said that he did everything he could to save them, you know, when they were at the ship and out of the ship, because he survived the sinking. And he did everything he could, and they passed the buck onto him, and he got jacked up, and he ended up killing himself from it.
You know, when you're top of the chain of command, you are responsible for everybody under you, and it's easier to blame that one guy than to blame a whole bunch of other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole systemic breakdown of whatever, maybe.
Yeah, and I get it, because that way it also teaches a lesson to anybody wanting to be promoted, that hey, this is the downside of being promoted. You take all the crap for everybody under you. You ready for that? If not,
Board 9. Torpedo Run. That's a
I remember that one.
Glenn Ford.
Didn't they turn that into a board game as well?
Hell yeah, dude! I used to have that.
I thought so.
Awesome. It like shot those little discs across the board, and when it hit the ship, it would blow it. Like the rubber band would knock the ship thing over. That was great. I had
there was another game like that at the time, wasn't there? Was it Midway or was it
Crossbows and Catapults?
No. That came way after. Oh man, late 70s, I want to say.
Maybe. Oh, so we were talking. Well, you guys never watched Iron Cross, so forget it.
Wait a minute. Who was in it?
I think was it Mid? Oh shit. Who's in like Flint? Who was that guy?
Not ringing a bell.
In like Flint, all the Flint movies, the like kind of James Bond ripoff movies.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think it was it? It's not Mitchum.
Was it Robert Culp?
No, shit. Let me look it up real quick. I can't remember the damn dude's name. Let's see.
I remember them. I just know I never saw them.
It was come on now.
Steve McQueen? No.
Yeah. Oh, James Coburn.
Okay.
And Maximilian Schell was in it. I forgot David Warner. I fucking love David Warner. You know who David Warner is? Great character actor. Been in a bazillion things.
Yeah. Fantastic. Probably, but the name's not coming to mind.
You would recognize his face the minute you saw it.
That spy Austin Power loves.
Oh, is that the story?
I think he mentioned him in the movie. That was actually a pretty good movie.
That was pretty funny. Parody. That was pretty good parody. Greyhound was that movie with Tom Hanks, the naval one.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good.
I just come outside, right? It's like 6:30 my time to have a smoke, obviously, guys. And I live about a block away from this huge mall, right? Not huge, but it's surrounded by all the best restaurants in town. And I'm guessing it's Chili's or one of the other, and all I can smell is barbecue. And it's
driving. Damn!
I had frozen corn dogs for dinner, and I come out here and I'm treated the old factory delights of freaking barbecue ribs or something, 10 times better. I'm just like, oh,
it's like torture. Remember, I used to live next to a Burger King when I was in college. And that, it's like grilled, right? So it's like, oh my God, it smells so good.
What was the worst though was Love's and Chris and Pitts. Remember them?
I I don't think we ever had that stuff down here. Maybe Love's. Love's was like a cafeteria, wasn't it?
No, it was a
No?
barbecue joint. I mean, it was
Okay.
one of the first ones that ever got famous out here before, like
Okay.
Black Angus and stuff like that. Oh my god!
There you go, man. You can do like the last like 3 Puppet Master movies. They're like set in World War II or have like World War II fucking things in it. That's so stupid.
Love's
Yeah.
is a truck stop. It wasn't back in the day.
Oh,
Hey, Lance,
Lord, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm thinking. In Texas, those are truck stops. The Loves, yeah.
They had these they had these barbecue beans that I would go there just for the freaking barbecue beans. Yeah, they were just fucking unbelievable.
So the big thing, like I live right next to a thing called Buc-ee's. Have you ever heard of Buc-ee's?
I have.
Yeah, it's like just like a giant convenience store, but that's like some Texas like thing legend. And they have some pretty good barbecue, but man, it's expensive. Like the locals don't go to because it's so fucking expensive. But you going to sleep?
Lamb burgers. I've only had lamb once. It was all right. I can't even imagine what a lamb burger would be like.
Ooh, I bet you that tastes
I don't
good.
even know where you get stuff like that anymore. We used to have like butcher shops, you know, and I don't think there's. I think they're all
butcher
gone.
in town.
My boy had gone to Olive Garden for Halloween after he went to see Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm like, you should have told me, man. But I had you order the freaking veal parmesan just to watch people freaking freak out that you're eating veal. What's that face for, Raven? You bought a half a lamb from a rancher, buddy. Okay.
Man, I remember when we would go hunting. We go deer hunting or whatever.
Buc-ee's, fancy stores with the beaver out front. Never been to one.
Yeah,
I missed that. I had a butcher shop right across the street from my house growing up, my first house. And
I got turned off by butchers because we would take our game, to them to like slaughter it, and they'd always fuck you. Oh, you hit the spine, you ruin half the meat, or whatever the bullshit. I'm like, that's bullshit, dude. But what do?
Don't go there anymore. Go somewhere else.
Exactly. Well, when you have one, in town. What's up, babe? Yeah, you just turn off the air conditioner.
Hey, Raven, can you hit us with another emoji so we know you're safe and not getting abducted?
Oh my gosh, Raven. Do 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 do.
Used to love that show, man.
Oh, dude, epic! I got all the DVDs.
Oh, really?
I got an X-Files pinball machine, dude.
Really?
It's in my bedroom. Yeah.
Well, the best I can espouse to is I've got the X-Files #1 comic book somewhere in my collection, and I guarantee that's worth a freaking a solid $250 to $500.
Oh wow! I used to have all those back in the day.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about getting back into comics. I've been not necessarily comics so much, but the magazines, Creepy, Eerie, Savage Sword of Conan, Vampirella.
Like old stuff?
Yep. I've been watching a lot of videos on it, and like, man, if I would have saved like any of them from as a kid. I did pick up a Creepy #1, which is kind of a tough nap. Yeah, and I used to have this paperback that had like some stories pulled from it, from different issues, and sure enough, they were pulled from like the first issue, which is like, that's nice. Don't have it anymore, but I've got #1, and I just absolutely love Bernie Wrightson and all the other artists from back in the day.
Like, Wrightson and Alex Toth. Fucking epic. Yep. That's awesome.
If I was going to buy comics, I would probably either be going with Jonah Hex or, believe it or not, Frankenstein or.
You're going to love this, Shadow. You're going to love it. Jonah Hex has been changed for, he's gay. Jonah Hex is a gay man now.
Since when?
Since whenever DC decided, or no, Marvel.
I have got like a half a dozen trade paperbacks where he's anything but.
He's a gay man.
I don't know how he was able to pull some of those numbers, but just like what? I mean that fleshy thing, man. That's just gotta, you know.
he's gotta, fit to the new modern, like the modern audience. Dude, you think the modern audience is reading an ex-Confederate cavalryman
Right.
and cowboys? No.
I know. It's like they literally. He also made Space Ghost. That's right. I got a couple of friends that can grind it for me.
Oh, Koch,
really
Koch did like Space Ghost. He did Johnny Quest. He did all the artwork for all that.
Johnny
shit.
Quest was
Epic,
absolute classic.
Yeah,
Is he a
Koch
black
was one of my
lesbian?
favorite.
That seems to be the token theme these days. No, definitely. I'm pretty sure he couldn't have been a Confederate soldier and be gay.
That's what I heard. I don't know 100%, but I want to say I read that.
That's got to be a troll, man.
Let me look that up real quick.
There is no way. And if that is in fact what they're doing, I am absolutely going to just start investing after the holidays, if not sooner, in all the Jonah Hex I can get before it's too late, just to prove how wrong they were. It's just like, pull a bunch of clips from him, hooking up with all the various ladies that he hooked up with, because it's got to. I mean, his body count.
Maybe it wasn't. Hold on.
His body count's got to be in the 50s. I mean, we're talking about a fictional character, but still, that's just absolutely. I mean, I often think that some of these people are literally, like evil, trying to change this stuff intentionally.
I mean, listen, I don't have any problems with people being gay, but like, don't make Superman gay, because he's not. He's Lois Lane, but that's what I'm talking about. You don't change these characters.
I mean, what was it? North Star from Alpha Flight? He was like one of the original gay characters. I mean, why not just use that character if you want to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and that's completely fine. But you don't make Wolverine bisexual. You don't make Wolverine bisexual and in love with banging Jean Grey and Cyclops, Scott Summers.
Right,
dude. That's what they're doing.
Max says he wouldn't have lasted long in the old South as a rope kisser. Just saying. Never heard that expression, but I will probably have to steal characters.
That. It's just like stop.
I know.
Stop trying to like re-envision everything and just come up with some new shit. Because
they can't. I mean, that's
exactly
that's part of being evil. Is you really don't create, you destroy, and so he's also a redhead. So they're perpetuating that meme. I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, I think Jonah Hex is a ginger.
I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't Superman. It was Superboy. That was
it's just an example. It's just like, well, we could just, if you want to go specific, like Wolverine being bisexual with Cyclops and Jean Grey.
What
like,
what?
Why?
I mean, you know what? It was actually when the X-Men went to that alternate universe where everybody was evil that was good was evil. Remember that era of the X-Men?
Is that the Magneto? Like Magneto?
There was a whole other universe. It was
House of M or something like that.
I don't remember what. I don't think it was that, but there was a year right in the early 2000s where instead of doing the regular X-Men comic, they did this story about an alternate universe of the X-Men.
I think it's House of M, where Magneto like rules the world, and all the mutants are like subservient to him, or he owns Genosha or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and that's literally when I stopped buying X-Men, and I was buying every X title across the board. I was literally spending like $100 a week because I worked at comic book stores. I was spending about $100 a week from just off the rack, brand new releases of comic books. And when they did that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm just done.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, again, it's just like, just
welcome
come
back,
up with some new shit.
Hey.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there, but welcome back, Omen. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I was kind of bummed when they did that to Nick Fury. I was like, why? I mean, I remember when Punisher, had some shots and he became a black guy for a while. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's a great way to disguise yourself. I mean, they're not looking for him, as the Punisher. That was interesting. But to just swap somebody out completely.
Well, I mean,
you mean
the
like
Marvel,
Black Aragorn?
Yeah,
there's that too. Yeah, that was pretty. Every time they do this,
it's not being racist. It's just like Aragorn. It'd be like, okay, we're gonna have
a white Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Black Panther.
Yeah, let's make Black Panther white, or let's make Black Panther a white female, or it's just fucking. That's not who the Black Panther is. So it's
we
like,
should make him in. We should make Black Panther an Asian woman. That's who we should make Black
They
Panther.
basically affirmed that in our universe, it's unnatural. Throws up hands. I'm just asking questions. Don't shoot the questioner. Right. Exactly, Charlotte. They can't create anything. Evil doesn't create. Evil destroys.
Well, I don't know if it's evil. I just think it's just shitty, lazy fucking writing.
Well, here's why can't you make
people they're in charge of coming up with new stories? They're not. Like the whole Star Wars reboot was ridiculous. It's just a reimagining of fucking Star Wars.
Here's the thing that gets me about it. Like, you can't make your good own unique characters to start off with.
Exactly.
Being black or white or Asian, just like, speaking of which, talking a little bit about D&D. Remember the one that says, "I can finally feel represented." I'm like, there was something called Oriental Adventures. That girl, what did she make? She made a blonde Amazon as her character. I'm like, really? You just, that was.
I mean, how many people do we know that play dwarves?
I did.
How many people play elves?
I did.
A lot of people. So it's not like, wait, my race in reality in my role playing because
wait. And Brian seen me. I probably met Janelle far more than I do a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ridiculous. And then when somebody like, say me, were to get a job with a comic book company, and if I was to try to, write a character that's doesn't look like me, somehow I'm doing something bad.
Exactly. You're racist because you're writing a black character. That's bullshit. You're a fucking writer. You're creating shit. It's not. Doesn't matter. Just dumb.
Well, what? It's not like they're. What really gets me is, I don't know if any of you.
Roots, the O'Reilly story.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if any of you ever read Tarek. It has a black character as the main character. It's kind of fantasy. It has all the elements. They have never made that into a movie. I'm like, really? Here's a good book that my mother read to me as a kid, and you just ignore it.
Because one, they're unread. Two, they have no imagination, and three, they have no talent. So they just destroy things that there's all kinds of people say, oh, there's nothing new under the sun. That's a load of crap when you've got the kinds of fiction and fantasy that we have available to us, the different genres. You could absolutely create something that's unique. Yeah, it may resemble some things here and there, like when they used to do the amalgamation sort of comics, where they would mix like Wolverine and Batman. That's new. It's not really 100% original, but it is in fact new. If that's all you do, that's better than destroying something that millions of people grew up with and loved, only to make it bomb in the box office or at the newsstand. Here's
the thing,
ignominious death of due to boycott.
Here's the thing. I don't even have to boycott. If I'm just not interested, I'm not going to go. And apathy is the worst thing that's happening to them. It's because look at Star Wars. I don't even have a hatred. I just don't care. I mean, that's what Star Wars has become. It's like, I'll just go watch the originals. That's it. I'll go watch.
It's like I don't go to a movie because there's a white guy in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Black guy or anything else. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't go to a movie because there's a woman in it. I just go to a movie because if it looks fucking cool or sounds cool.
Yeah. If it looks like it's going to be a good story, and a good story would, be kind of diverse, unless it's, set in a period where that's not possible, which, history is full
like, how could Burroughs write about how could he dare write about a Confederate officer? He was never a Confederate. He didn't know what they were like. And how could he write about Martians? He's not a fucking Martian. How dare him assume the Martians are this way? It's just like, it's like you can put that in any fucking culture. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's the problem. Edgar Rice Burroughs had white, black, and red Martians.
Oh my God, it's agonizing.
Well, you know what? I just don't care anymore. Here's the thing. I just turn off the whole cultural thing, and that's the worst thing that happens for Disney. Is at least if I get mad, maybe people will see it.
Disney is crashing and burning like no other. I can't even.
No one wants to. I mean, look at what they're doing. I was just talking to some of my coworkers, and they're saying, "Well, I'm buying Hulu for sports." I said, as soon as sports became political,
welcome to join the show. Mini Warmut. I'm gonna drop the link in there for anybody who wants to pop in.
I mean, as soon as sports became political, I'm like, that's not what I want in that. I don't want my games. Like, if I want politics in my games, I want the politics to be about the game, not about
the game world,
not world.
Right, and I guarantee we could come up with more interesting politics. Like, say we were running like a Conan game, right?
Oh yeah,
Conan had plenty of politics in it. There are all kinds of political intrigues you could throw into a fantasy or even a science fiction game that would have none of the, wokeness, unless you were trying to make it, an allegory to, current day Earth.
But see, these people don't even know how to make allegories anymore. They're so bad at storytelling.
I don't even think they know what the word means, let alone have the ability to spell it without, an online dictionary.
Well, listen, guys, don't worry about it because you know what's going to happen. It's all going to be computers now. It's all going to be computers. Even this writer strike and all this shit, it don't matter. They're going to go AI, and then even there'll be a handful of A-lister actors that are around, but all the fucking extras, all the B actors and lower are going to be gone because it all be CGI.
No. I'm going to bring this up. One is CGI.
Link said if you want to come in, but we're talking kind of.
I'm going to bring this up.
You're probably not a big fan of.
All of these strikes don't apply to any country outside of the United States. I mean,
how dare Burroughs put tigers in Africa?
But they don't apply to any of the studios outside the United States. The Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese, the Russians.
You married a smart woman there, Max.
I agree that there has to be some sort of process that shows that if you're writing something and for money, that there needs to be some sort of diagnostic test that shows how many people are watching that, and you're getting your whatever. There needs to be that. And I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But here's the thing. Guess what's going to happen is they're just going to shift all this work to overseas anyway, which they're not affected by it. Well, here's the other part I've heard about the AI. What they said specifically was the AI for the writers is they're just going to bring in the good writers, going to let the AI form the basic part of the script, then they're going to go in and repolish it. And I'll be honest, I was listening to George R.R. Martin talk about it where he said, we have to cut your teeth on stuff. I said, that's great. But if you are, the part of the problem is that none of these people have any real world experience. They don't know what they're doing, and they're pushing an agenda instead of saying, you know what, I just want to tell a great story. Yeah, you know what? Great story is irrelevant of your race or your sex. A great story is a great story.
It's a story.
Yes. And here's the other thing. Timeless stories tend to go across cultures too.
Exactly. Love stories, hero stories, whatever, war stories.
You know what? If that wasn't true, I wouldn't watch foreign films. I mean, I watched tons of Japanese foreign films as a kid, and look at how well anime is doing. Anime is creaming any of the modern comic book stuff, unless you're doing in indies. And why? Because they decided to tell a damn story.
Wow, imagine that.
I know. Here's the thing.
If Hollywood wants to tell the politics, that's fine. Just like if you're a gay writer and you want to talk about what you know, then write a gay movie about gay things or whatever the fuck. That's fine. That's a story. Do it. But like making everything else into that, which it normally wouldn't be because it's been pre-established, is just ridiculous. God, just
Well,
walk around
here's the thing. If you're not telling a good story, the people are not going to be interested who are not, I'm going to call them fanboys, but you're turning off the fanboys too. So
Yeah.
who's your audience?
Exactly.
Your audience is people who don't go see movies or buy comics.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what gets me.
Which is really, really, really weird. I mean, it's. I mean, I understand that for a lot of these big companies, they're playing like the long game, and they're not really worried about the fans. They're just trying to push an agenda. But at some point, it's going to backfire on them, and they're not going to have the money to do anything.
Well, it's backfiring on them right now. Look at Disney. Disney has lost, what is it, almost 2/3 of its value. Look at Hasbro. Hasbro, and I'm kicking myself because I should have shorted the stock. After the OGL, Hasbro's lost something like what is it? 20? It's almost lost 15 or I think it's about $15 a share, and that's off of its high. And this is when I want to short it, which was like right around the OGL when it was 55. Now it's what, 40 or something? I mean, how in the world can you not realize what's going on?
But they're brave. They're doing such a brave job. They're doing such brave work.
They're so brave that they have to take off these diverse characters whenever they send the movie overseas. I mean, that's what gets me about it.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, it's like we don't even have to talk about. We don't have to talk about the American, identity problems or whatever, or not problems, but identity politics. You got studios cowing to other government, like Chinese. Like the Chinese won't run certain movies because it doesn't go inside with their political beliefs. So the movie houses are editing them, or they're just doing away with, or just so it's like, okay, so what the fuck?
So your actual target audience,
exactly. So why even
worldwide is hating him?
Yeah, it's like, why even make a worldwide movie, right? If you can't just make it and send it up, or hell, if make a Chinese edition, that's fine. Just cut out the shit that the Chinese they're gonna cut it out anyway.
Well, no, I mean, but they cut it out. But why can't I watch the Chinese version? That's I mean,
probably can somewhere.
Well, where's that one where the guy got rid of the LGBT flag in the Spider-Man and replaced it with an American flag?
Well, I remember
that modification. I'm like,
why are you putting it in there? One of the big things was the new Top Gun movie, right? And on his back, he had some like military stickers or whatever, and one of them was like the Korean flag. South Korea or whatever, and China was demanding that they take that off because
Well, they demanded that he take off the Taiwan
or Taiwan, excuse me, the Taiwanese flag, yeah. And China's like, no, that's China. We want it, and they said, go fuck yourself. And they made
I think they took it off. I think they took.
No, they didn't. They kept it on. They kept it on.
And it wasn't the flag of Taiwan. It was the flag of the Republic of China. And I know that's semantic because it's the same. It's technically the same thing. But it was the flag of the Republic of China at the time it took place.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, so, Taiwan. I got it. But,
yeah, because the current CCP government is illegitimate and gay. They're not the real China.
Well, I mean, they did fight a civil war, and the KMT got booted. They left to Taiwan. So, I mean,
it doesn't mean the communists are legitimate.
Well, I agree.
Unfortunately, you're stuck with the government you've got. And I'll say this much: the Chinese are far more nationalistic than we are.
Oh, definitely.
And they're all pro-Chinese. Oh, you want to talk about
basically everyone is more nationalistic than we are.
Well, that's because and then they wonder why in the world they can't recruit. And this is why I tell no one to join the military right now, because we don't have any enemies.
We're putting tech in drones. We don't need people.
Well, no. You still need people. You still need people.
Yeah, you're gonna need people.
There's plenty of American kids that love fucking video games that we can recruit and hook them, hardwire them into a drone. Go get them, boy.
Hey.
Well, you know what though, that was part of it. But the problem is that once things are jammed, you can't get anything out there. And I hate saying this, we are basically a couple of missiles away from losing all satellites. It's not that hard to take them out. That's what gets me about it. People like, oh no, we can't. All they have to do is you just send up a bunch of BB pellets up at that elevation, and they'll take out every satellite that's orbiting. It's not that hard.
I remember.
Hey, don't be giving them any ideas, man.
Wait a minute, they
Remember
already
the-
have
remember-
this. They know this.
Yeah,
I watched a movie on it. Well, not a movie, but they're talking about space junk. They already
In the
know
80s,
this.
they were talking about they had the anti-satellite missiles that the F-15s would fly vertical, and they'd launch the missiles into space. That was awesome.
Well, yeah, but the Russians have had it, and the Chinese did
Yeah, I
it recently
know,
when
I'm
they
just
blew up
saying.
one of theirs. I mean, they've all have them. It's not that hard. You know, it's and then what do? Guess what? GPS is gone. All of your stuff going overseas. It's not that hard for a lot of it. You know what? The worst thing that they could do is cut our fiber optic lines between us and Europe, because that would cause an economic crash immediately. And that's just like it. And they all like, oh no, we're doing.
You gotta think if you're talking like if you're talking China, dude. If China didn't have the United States, they'd be fucking broke.
No, actually, China has more. If you look at it, as long as they can trade with India, we're good. I mean, what gets
No,
me
I'm
about
talking
it
about
is-
if China
Right,
no longer
political
traded with the
political
United
culture.
States, they'd go fucking broke.
Thanks, Mark.
no, China would be. Well, I mean,
No, they wouldn't. We're like the biggest trade partner with China.
where are all of our drugs coming from?
I know, but I'm saying if we left the Chinese market completely, they'd be fucked. They don't have.
No,
There's not an
actually-
economy that equals America. That China depends on American commerce.
Well, yeah, but we depend on them just as much.
No,
as the
but
problem.
the thing is, we're robust and we can go to other countries, other markets because we're not this draconic fucking,
Oh no,
Chinese-
no! I'm sorry. We are just as draconic, which is the whole point with Ukraine that I get into.
Oh,
Is we just
I'm not
pretend-
talking about Ukraine, man.
No. I'm just saying that we're just as dirty as all the other ones. Is my
I'm not
my
talking
issue.
about that. I'm talking about China and the United States.
I am too. I'm saying this much. If you look at the Chinese would be fine without us. I mean, yeah, they're communist class, but so would ours. The difference is they actually have a manufacturing capability, and we don't. We shipped it all overseas.
Their population is tanking. They don't have these mass amounts of people to man all these factories anymore. They don't have the
do.
tech. They don't have the. No, they don't. All their people are aging out, man, and they're especially their intellectuals are aging out. They don't have the tech, the Western tech.
Yes, they do. They have their tech is. Oh, yes, they do.
Dude,
You know why?
they tried to
Because
do
stole it from us.
their 5G or 4G. It's a piece of shit.
They already stole it from us.
No,
They
they
stole
stole
all
like
their
the
technology from
5
us.
years technology. No, they can't make the small diameter fucking microchips. They don't have the tech for it.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
still Western and Taiwanese tech.
Well, here's the problem that you're looking at is, so what if they're 5 or 10 years behind us in technology? That's nothing. I mean, 5 years,
But you got to think we're advancing 5 years ahead of them every time. You know what I
No,
mean?
we aren't. We used to be 30 years ahead of them, and now we're what, 5
Of
or
course,
10?
we used to be 30 years, but yeah, we're still ahead.
Well, you know
It doesn't
why? Because
matter. But the thing is, they don't have. How do they maintain this? Their economy's tanking, right?
the only part of their economy that's really in trouble is their real estate market.
Of course, and it banks up like a fucking third of the whole economy of the nation.
Yeah, but it's not just them. It's also us that's caught in that too.
No, to a small degree, sure.
No,
But, like,
no.
India isn't backing
We're
China.
all gonna die.
No. Look at how much BlackRock invested in a lot of
We're
their
in
stuff
debt
too.
with China.
I mean, it's a bad. Yeah,
BlackRock-
that's the other part. We're $2 billion. We're $2 trillion in debt to them.
Well, I'm trying
Okay.
to get those free.
Do you think
CIV, they
if
took
China
those
called in their
CIV
fucking
too.
debt, we'd be upset and we didn't pay
What is
them?
that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
realize what happens is because then
Oh,
no one invests
civilization.
and buys any of our bonds. None of them.
Without okay.
Well, okay. So let's see. If you look at it, is what does China need from the United States?
our
Specifically.
fucking our consumerism.
Okay. But actual things that we need, they need
No, they
nothing
need our
from
cons-
us.
all of it. They need with all the products that we have them build and send to us. If they didn't have a marketplace to sell all their bullshit, no one's gonna buy it. They can't go sell anything. America's the
Europe's
largest
buying it
market
well.
for that shit.
Yeah,
It's not
because
gonna get that
we
India.
outsource all of our stuff. They already have our technology in factories. That's the whole
They
point.
can't maintain that shit, dude.
What do you mean they can't maintain it?
They
You
cannot
obviously have not
maintain
met the
that.
Chinese I
We've
have.
already got tech embargoes with fucking China. They're like no modern Western tech goes to China.
Oh, bullshit.
It's stolen. It's stolen, but it's not. There's
No.
no open sharing of technology with China from the West.
No, if you actually look at it like Caterpillar and stuff, no, they have to give their technology over to China. That's what pisses me off about a lot of this. As part of the requirements to enter their market, they have to give all that information.
Look that up. Look at the tech embargoes against China. You look.
Yeah. Okay, then show me where that's really hurting China.
They can't. They don't have the tech.
They have.
They
the
can't
tech.
maintain the high level of technology that the West is producing.
We aren't
or even
producing
Taiwan
crap.
is
We
producing.
send it all over there.
We don't. That's the thing. We don't anymore. We have embargoes against high technology going to fucking China for use.
The only thing that we have is a couple of military, and they're catching up, and in some cases surpassing us with like hypersonic missiles.
But to be fair, America, they put a squash on that hypersonic missile shit because they said it's very bare minimum worth a fuck.
Sure,
it's true. They got rid of it in the 2000s because they realized that it's just.
Well, you know what they were also doing, getting rid of is they were getting rid of tanks and everything else. And you're like, no, that if you look at it, we are not that they are not that far ahead of them. And in fact, most of their stuff is they already have. The only thing they don't have is a lot of the semiconductor fabrication facilities.
Exactly. They can't.
The facilities. It's not that they don't have the tech.
They don't have the tech.
They have the tech. They just don't have the facilities for it. Hell,
okay. If you have the tech, why can't you produce the facility? If you have the technology, that makes no sense. If you have the technology but you can't make the facility, that doesn't make any sense.
Because usually they cost like $12 to $15 billion each to produce the facility.
Whatever it might be, they don't have the facilities to do it. They don't have the technology, or even if they do, they don't have the will to make their own microscopic semiconductors, the high grade. That's bullshit. If they could do it, they would.
If you look at like our military stuff, a lot of our stuff is still from the 1990s. Sure. They have that technology. Of course. If you look at the Russians are coming up very quickly with drones. This whole thing that thinking that we're way ahead is false. So
I'm not talking about Omen. I'm not talking about us being superior. I'm talking about if we were no longer in the Chinese market at all. There's no other fucking consumer like the United States.
Not yet. It's coming up. Well, if you look at Europe is going down too.
I mean, who's going to be the consumer for that?
India.
Europe?
Dude, India is not taking from China.
Where's what?
India is not doing that. Do what?
Europe still buys from them. Not as much as we do, but they still
do. Europe's economy is tanking. Europe is no longer competitive ever since they did the gas embargo.
They're not competitive at all.
So there's
no other market. Even India. India doesn't have the consumer power that the United States has. They have the people.
Doesn't India hate China the people. And buy that much stuff from them?
Well, they don't. India and China. Here's the funny thing: India and China were not. Well, they had fights on the border just a couple years ago. We have pushed those two closer together than anything else. We have the worst foreign policy because if you look at
India's great, dude. India's like China, they don't give a fuck. They just do their own thing. That's great.
Well, I mean, but India, China, and Russia. What else do they need from the rest of the world? And do you think Africa is going towards the BRICS as well?
Do you think Russia is putting any money into their tech infrastructure or oil fields and their gas pipelines? And
absolutely. Did you know why? Would you know why? Because they're not allowed to invest in the West. So where's all that money going?
Exactly. And guess what? The Indians are buying Russian energy on the cheap because that's the only way they can sell it. The Indians are like, we ain't paying more than this amount for your oil.
Yes,
and they're barely making a profit
that the West was putting in. And if you look at it, what does India do? They buy it, they refine it, and then they send it over to Europe for a markup. That's what the ridiculous part is.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Oh,
Their new who's
China.
Chinese.
China? No, I know that one of their nuclear subs sank. It got caught up in one of their anti-submarine nets,
Ooh.
and it sank their sub. I don't know. I didn't hear about the aircraft carrier.
I haven't heard about the aircraft carrier either.
Not
But,
to say
you know-
it can't happen. It's not
Yeah.
like China's going to tell the world that their brand new aircraft carrier broke.
Well, you know, we did that with our Zumwalts, the destroyers.
Yeah,
Well, and
those-
here's the other thing: the CCP is not requiring the same stuff that we are. The Africa is seeing the Russia and China as a better partner than the United States. For
yeah,
this.
but look how stable Africa is.
Well,
that can change in a day.
Well, you know, how much of it is us
Yeah,
trying to overthrow
easily.
governments? That's what it really comes down to.
Sure,
Everything.
but again, Africa is so unstable. I mean, the Middle East is relatively stable when it comes to governance.
Single country.
But like, I mean, if America gave a better deal, or France gave a better deal, or whoever.
Oh well, did you
you
hear
know.
what happened with what was it? Was it Mali? Or what was
Bit
the
of a bond.
what was the other one? It wasn't the Sudan. It was the other one. Was it Mali? Where
Yeah,
France, where they sell 35% of all the uranium to France.
Yeah,
And
it's
was freaking out.
shit. It might have been. I can't remember. Yeah, it's one of the one that just had the fucking
Niger.
revolution.
Niger, that was it.
Niger, that's it. Niger.
Well, here's what gets me about it is the French asked the Algerians if they could fly over, and the Algerians said no, so they couldn't do their attack on Mali.
Yeah, I mean, the French are done in Africa.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how much are we going for there, and why? You know, they're
done.
starting
I
to
mean,
get
we're
everybody.
in Niger. We got boots on the ground. We got like 1,000 dudes.
You playing with
base
Bandcamp?
there.
Wait a minute. So do the French.
Nice.
Yeah.
The French have 1,000 there too, and
Yeah.
they're starting to kick them out, and they can do the same thing to us.
This one time at band camp, the African band camp. It's a little
Yeah.
different.
Wow, that's hardcore.
Well, you know what?
CC
This is
Friends are
the
famous
big
for cutting
problem
corners
they
on
have
everything.
over there. Is
Yeah, they call them tofu dreg. Is the term that the Chinese use for that kind of shit.
Well, see, what they did there was that they built a bunch of cities that didn't meet any kind of code, and then they all invested in the real estate market. The problem and this is what I've been hearing is they don't know how to disentangle all that. And let's be honest, China suddenly goes down for economy, so are we as well. It's not gonna be fun.
See, like in China, so like it's a communist country, right? So how like the local governments make money is they rent out land to people. Basically, they don't sell the land; they rent it out for like what 999 years or 77 years, whatever the fuck it is. That's how these local governments make all this money. So that's why the real estate was so big, is because that's the only real way. They don't really tax person. You tax, of course, but
Well, here's the other part. Is
Also-
everyone that was getting their savings was throwing it into real estate, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at real estate coming in." And so now, pretty much, it's just like our stock market is. It's all tied into real estate for them, and say, "Okay, your 401k is all in real estate." Which, by the way,
Yeah.
that real estate's crap. Good luck.
yeah, I mean, they're buying like they're buying apartments in these buildings that haven't even been built, and they never did get built.
oh, wait,
And the
wait,
ones
wait.
that did get built, they couldn't fill them up.
Well,
So
no.
they
Here's
just
the other
blew them
problem:
up.
is they built it, but the concrete is unsafe to put anyone in there. So the
Yeah.
buildings are built. You can see the apartment, but no one's allowed to live in it because exactly like they were saying with the butter knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's going to be a mess.
terrifying. I mean, with that kind of construction,
Well, no one's
Wow.
allowed to go in the buildings. That's the whole point. So now you have empty cities effectively of buildings that they can't do anything with, and people can't even live in them because they're not safe.
Yeah. I heard like their electric vehicle stuff is just a fucking mess. They're all burning, they're all blowing up and shit. The technology hasn't been refined enough to
Yeah, that's
shit, just all the lithium. It's so funny. It's like, oh, let's all go, like all the tree huggers and the environmentalists, which I am. I'm a conservationist. I don't think we should burn down the fucking forest if we don't have to, and and treat Earth nice. I'm about that shit. But the thing is, it's like, oh, you guys want to go batteries? You got to dredge that shit out of the earth.
Oh, you mean for the Congo with the with the
Yeah, or
slave
just
labor
anywhere.
out there?
You got to dredge all that shit out, using oil.
This was a ship.
And then you got to then that shit doesn't last very long. The
Oh,
lithium batteries don't last. And then where are you going to put all that contaminated bullshit?
Well, wait a minute. It gets better, Brian, because if you've looked at all of the down here in Texas, right over at all of the solar panels, and everyone's being sold. It's green energy, and I went. You're taking perfectly good farmland that you have removed from being able to use anything, and then you put the solar panels right there, and it's highly inefficient. And no one has explained what happens to those solar panels after 30 years.
Yeah,
it's true.
That scale is where is
like.
Oh, and then the other one is the windmills. The wind turbines.
I can't see.
How much? I don't know if you've driven around. About 10 to 20% of them are broken at any one time now.
Yeah, they're hard to maintain.
For what?
Well, and here's the other thing, and all these tree huggers who love everything, I'm like, they don't seem to care about bats or eagles.
Hey.
Well, no, they got an exemption from the federal government to put that up there that they don't have, unlike every other building. Like if you build a tall building,
it's a start. It's a start.
You have to go through all of these hoops with the Fish and Wildlife Service and everything else. Yeah. But for those who are just like, it's okay if you kill several bald eagles and golden eagles. It's okay. Like, that's not environmentally friendly.
I don't know. There's no easy solution, for
no. I don't mind it, but let's just be honest about it. That's what I want, to be honest about things and say this is the real cost, or this is the it's just like the whole thing of why do we care about the Middle East? We have plenty of oil here in the United States. We don't need the Middle East at all.
Yeah, we've got more than enough oil under the United States to supply every car and every need for 450 years.
The minute the oil dries up in the Middle East, you're right. The West won't give a fuck.
Well, part of it is that they want the petrodollar to prop up the U.S. dollar. And that's the whole reason that they did it. It's because, and this is where they're freaking out with the Saudis, when the Saudis say, you know what, we're going to trade, oil for rubles, or the Indians are doing the same thing. And God forbid that they get this, what is it called? The Belt and Road
the Belt and Road. That shit's a fucking nightmare. It ain't worth a fuck.
Well,
it's got all sorts of problems. It's bankrupting countries and shit.
Well, we've bankrupted a bunch of countries, but no, it's not. I mean, if you look at it, Russia is now building the pipelines mostly to China, and that's the one thing that they get mad about the Chinese. You're giving technology over to the Russians. I'm like, what are you going to do to stop it? Not a damn thing, because they have free trading partners. Hell, we can't even get the president of the United States to have someone pick up the phone in the Middle East anymore. I mean, look at it. What they did. What did the Saudis do? The Saudis made Blinken wait overnight before he talked to the prince, and Egypt wouldn't accept him. Abbas wouldn't pick up the phone.
Who care? Yeah, that's politics.
Yeah, but it never happened before.
Yeah,
that's the point. Look, I understand.
Saudi Arabia is it's ushering in a new thing with that new guy, the crown prince guy.
So here's
his dad finally takes off. It's gonna be. I think he's gonna be more sympathetic for the business side of everything.
Well, let's see. What did he do? The problem that they have is the Obama administration, the Biden administration favor Qatar over Saudi Arabia, and Qatar is a rival, is a strategic rival with Saudi Arabia, and it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Qatar's like backed by Iran, isn't it?
They're Shiite versus Saudi Sunni.
Yeah.
But this is one thing a lot of people don't realize, is that this super radical Islam that we're dealing with, that was a Saudi construct. And if you go to Afghanistan and look at it in the 50s, or Pakistan, what they did I believe in the 70s, is they basically found all the clerics, and if the clerics weren't this super radical, they would kill them. And so that's why this whole thing with Islam wasn't like that 70 years ago. That was our creation.
I didn't do shit. So don't blame me.
No, it's a U.S. creation under Mika Brzezinski.
Who?
Her father's the one that came up with that plan, and before anyone says anything, that's what I got in an official government training
Is
explaining
that the
everything.
Bitcoin chick?
It's what?
Is that the Bitcoin chick?
No. It's the Joe Scarborough wife, thing.
Okay.
Morning with Joe.
Oh yeah.
Mika
CNN.
Brzezinski's father was the one that came up with that, and so what they did is they killed off all
Chewy,
of
come here, boy.
they killed off all of the moderate clerics and were replacing them with these super radical Wahhabis. And the idea was that the Islam was against communism, and so that's why we have to deal with this Islamic
The
terrorism.
lesser Satan.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
America being the great Satan.
No. We were the lesser Satan. Communism was the greater Satan. But when the greater Satan fell,
Soviet Union was the lesser one.
No. That was the whole thing. Is that Islam was inherently against communism.
Can I just bring all this stuff up there?
So,
I don't think it's
as one person put it, says, we won the Cold War without shooting any nuclear weapons. It was worth it.
Hey, Shadow, does he do debate?
I don't think there's a debate team at school officially. So no, I guess. But I probably would if I could.
I'd say you're pretty passionate. You're pretty knowledgeable at shit. I think you'd probably
have you seen the new debate teams? They aren't even based off like the debate we grew up in school. It's more of like how easily can you rap?
Rap? What the hell?
I kid you not.
Really?
Look at the winners of the debate teams from the last 5 years or so.
Really?
It has nothing to do with your actual debating skill.
Take care, Mac.
Pretty
I'll
good.
probably see you tomorrow, man.
It's this is we have thrown away thousands of years of culture, and it all started with the colleges talking about getting rid of Shakespeare. Hey, guess what? You don't have to like Shakespeare, but at least learn how he writes so you can tell a damn story.
That's true.
Well, this is I'm like, it's not that hard. You know what? You got thousands of years of storytelling, and we're just going to throw it away because you think you're somehow better with being a 22-year-old that's never lived outside of mommy and daddy. I actually heard that the best writers hit their prime really in their 50s.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's usually the writers that are older that get the really good shit.
Or create the really good shit.
Or create the good shit. That's what I meant.
Well, they spend all that time. They actually like learning something. They had to do something in the world. Well, that's one thing I heard that.
Well, that's another thing. It's like, instead of making everything homogenized, these writers would read tons of different shit, right?
Yeah.
Well,
no. Reading.
Nowadays, yeah, it's like, if it's not, if it doesn't fall into our politics or in our genre, then it's shit.
Well,
the readings, the reading levels are just absolutely in the toilet.
It's about wish fulfillment too. If you look at it, they want to do wish fulfillment instead of actually trying to tell a damn story. You know what? People don't care about your wish fulfillment. That's one of the reasons that Anne Rice sucked in her last books. I want to be a man. I don't care if you want to be a man. Whatever happened to the good books you used to write at the beginning?
I've never read a good book by Anne Rice. Sorry.
Interview with the Vampire I thought was pretty good.
I hated that book. I wanted to throw up.
I'm not a big vampire,
No.
I literally got nauseous reading that book.
The Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I wanted any talk of actually drinking blood makes me sick in the stomach.
So
Instances
no
of it.
vampire films. No, nothing vampire related for you there.
Yeah, no shit.
No, I mean like real life stuff or more than Hollywood. I've seen it done in real life, and it just sets me off.
I've been around that crowd.
Yeah,
it's gross.
It literally is, and
so no Messiah for you.
No steak tartare for.
Hey, I'll eat me some freaking prime rib, rare as shit. But that's cow. That's not human. It's way different thing.
I don't know. The whole thing with blood pudding, I'm like, and I say
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna
is
have a hard pass on that. I mean, if the main ingredient is blood, I'm like, I really have the money. I can afford the whole steak. You know,
sure.
What are you working on, Shadow?
I am here. Let me get one that's dry. Some more serpent men. Let me.
Oh
do the
yeah,
old trick.
man, those are big.
They are. They're like
Really?
they're like temple guardians versus the regular.
Oh, cool.
And I got 3 of these. Then I got some archers, and Shadows of Brimstone has got a big serpent men sort of
Sure.
place called the Swamps of Jargano, and it's a lot of fun, but it's brutal. And
Well,
it's
isn't
mostly
that the whole
serpent.
point of it being fun? Is everyone wants
Yeah.
to go through their level appropriate.
I don't know if you guys have seen this one. This is actually a ballista team
Oh, that's
and by
cool.
2 serpent men.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a fun piece to put together. Anytime you have to put together like plastic string for ballistas or rigging for a sail, I just like, this is
Well,
gonna
but,
suck.
you know what I've always wondered is why don't they just put twine and then you could actually just do the twine and
Because the knots end up being too big to scale. I think
Makes sense.
it's something they don't look right.
My my best friend Jason, he builds like wooden ships, like the big ones.
Yeah.
Like it just comes with wood. That's it. And he has to he's got to bend it to form, wet it and bend
Oh,
it. And
wow.
pin it. And he has to do all the rigging by hand and shit. It's amazing, dude.
I'll bet it is.
Takes him like a year to do it.
And how many ships has he done?
He's done about a half a dozen. He usually builds them and then he usually sells them for shit tons of money.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But you know what? If you enjoyed it and you enjoy the process more than just the end result, then you might as well sell them off. And it's like, well, I'm getting paid to do something I do anyway.
Yeah, and then you can do it again. Otherwise, something like that. I've got the Falling Star model from WizKids. It's a decent. I mean, it's really kind of tiny, but it's a big kit. I mean, it's not a kit, but it's a big miniature, and it's well over 2 feet long. And I couldn't, until I make some space, I couldn't really find the room to have many more of those. It would just be like, I could have 2, and then I'm just looking at, lots of real estate in my garage or the studio or what have you. And as it is, I put it right back in the box. Haven't taken it out since Jackie and I finished painting it. And
you should get one of those. You should get an air conditioned like a shack, like a shed, and put it in your yard or something.
I used to have something like that in Virginia, and you know what happened?
What?
Hurricane?
It caught on fire, and I lost. I kid you not. I lost almost 50 Games Workshop tanks, Armor Cast tanks, Forge World. Lost them all. So if I can't, be real close to them, I'm not very comfortable with that idea of.
Way to go, Jackie! Burning down Jackie's.
Oh, this was before Jackie was born. This is way before Jackie was born.
So what he's saying is his wife burned it down out of envy. No.
Oh no, I didn't know. I didn't even know her.
I know.
It was just maybe my ex did. I could see that, but I'll never know. And if I did, if I suspected that, I would have, tossed her in with the flames. But it was probably faulty wiring because it was a real sketchy place we lived in. This is like 30 plus years ago, over 30 years ago, and it sucked. I mean, I had, you name it, back in the day, I had all the Games Workshop stuff, original Land Raiders, the first printing or the first production models. I had Eldar vehicles. I had a Titan made by Armor Cast.
Oh wow!
Yeah, just the only saving grace was all of my books were in the house. I didn't lose a single book, not a single comic book, nothing. Everything paper was in there, but all the plastic was out there, and it wasn't just the tanks; it was the armies, and
that sucks.
Oh, dude. So yeah, I want them to be in an attached building. You know, I'm home 90% of the time, so if any smoke, you know, rolls in, I'm going to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie's joining us, doing some.
Oh,
You went out to the garage,
No,
I
I
see.
don't
Crap.
Oh yeah.
He wants to craft, so I'm gonna actually go take a bio break.
Oh, I'm not okay.
So you got.
Oh wow, these are still clean.
Oh my God, that's a long time ago. So
Yeah,
come
it's
in,
very old.
jump in, folks.
I am not yet ready.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, I that's the first thing I said when I saw you about to leave. I need to pick up this stuff down here.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll cross my legs and squeeze for a minute.
I didn't actually grab things that I knew I would use. I grabbed things that I think have things inside of them that I think I might use.
Yeah, our bits box, it takes up what, like hey Joseph, our bits box takes up 6 of those giant totes,
And
Damn.
sometimes
right, and more, just all kinds of junk, you know, ping pong balls and broken pens, and you know.
ooh, snap ships.
Oh, I know, right? Hey, Brian, you ever heard of snap ships? Either of you guys?
Snap
Now you can
shits.
watch more of our
Ships.
videos.
That's
Ships.
yes. Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
It's like they're like Legos, but they're spaceships, right? But
Yeah,
they're-
okay.
every single tiny piece is modular. So you buy one ship or two, and you can just make like 15 different ships, spaceships.
okay.
They're
That's
a
cool.
little bit smaller than 25 mil scale, you know, so like 20 mil scale, but you can kind of pull off 25, even 28.
Hey! If you're saying it's 25 millimeter scale, those things are like bigger than your head.
Those must be huge. Yeah.
No, they're really not.
It's because they're all like personal individual ships.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like
like-
fighter.
Fighters.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
okay.
So
But
so
they
it's-
actually they started out by making these modular Lego like kits, you know, kind of like Zoids or something like that. But
Yeah.
every piece can go anywhere, you know, with their own sort of connection
Okay.
mechanism. But then they made a war game out of it, a spaceship war game.
Wait, really? They did?
Yes,
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
just on Kickstarter, but it was like crazy expensive. I'll just buy the ships and, you know, use them for the games I'm already playing. So little guy's going to entertain you with his crafting prowess. I'll be right back.
I'm
so Jack, aren't you about the same size as your father now?
close, actually.
I mean,
Very close.
to be fair, I do the same thing to my son. Is I say little guy, but you know he's 5'7" now, so and I still dwarf him. But I was just checking because it looks like you're getting close to your father's height. So
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I will be soon. I hope.
I just remember my father chewing me out, and he was looking up at me, and I was looking down at him. That was a weird experience.
Yeah. You can imagine.
So, and now my father's lost about 4 inches in height. So that's the problem when you get old. You just start becoming shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Start to hunch over.
Yeah, I know. I have to make sure I need to go work out more for that. I want to buy a scythe. I'm trying to figure out if I really want to. I have to go get a couple of things, but I'm thinking a scythe would be kind of cool to have.
I just get a riding lawnmower, dude. You'd be all right.
No, because I have no place to put it, man. And besides that, a scythe is good for exercise. I stay in shape.
How many acres you have?
Oh, it's only gonna be an acre and a half that I have
okay.
to mow. Don't get me wrong, that's like 12 hours, but if I only have to mow it like twice a year, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, I'm trying to do it around my trees, and I wouldn't trust anyone to go down there. Plus, I got a ditch and a couple other things. It just makes it not the best place to do. You can do it with a push mower, but it's not best to just get someone to shred it.
Yeah.
And I try not bothering my neighbor. You know, it's like, hey, who should I use to farm my land? He's like, this person. I'm like, okay, thanks. That's so.
What kind of farming you gonna? How much farming you gonna do on it?
Well, let's see. They're gonna put wheat down when the weather gets better. What I mean by weather is when it's not wet right now. So they're gonna put winter wheat. We did corn in the summer, but he didn't plant anything else because we had that drought. So
Yeah.
I made about I made about $1,800 profit off of it, approximately. So now I just have to pay the taxes off. Because I get a third of the. I mean, he does all the work for the most part, and then I get a third of the profit. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, my goal is not to piss off the guy that's letting me pay like super low taxes. So.
You gonna retire to that? Just become a farmer when you retire?
Yeah, when my parents pass away, I'll do that. If my father passed away, then I'll move my mother and I'll build a house. I'll build a couple of houses out there, one for me, one for my mother.
Gotcha.
And, maybe one, and then when my mother passes away, you know, either try turning that into some place to rent out to somebody, or you know, have my son just move in there if he wants, or something. You know, that way we don't have to kill each other, but I can still see him. You know.
There you go. He can do his own thing.
You know what? I said, look, son, I don't mind if you're working 60 hours a week. You can stay with me all you want, but you better be working your ass off. If you're working your ass off, you don't have to pay me anything. You just save up that money as much as you can, and then you invest it. So, you know,
that's good.
That's the way I look at it. Is, you know, it's like, look, I either I can give you money, or you can, you know, you can try investing it, and either, you know, because let's be honest, other than food and gas and utilities, you know, if that's all that he'd be paying for, then I'd be like, okay, that's pretty easy for you. You're gonna get all when I die anyway, so just save up your money and then go invest it in as much as you can. You know, ideally, if he turns 30, he can start his own business. And
so, Jackie, what's your master plan?
My master plan?
Yeah.
Well, I won't give you all of the steps, but it involves changing the institutions of the U.S. from the inside.
Ah, okay. A reformer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He's gone. Oh. I hope the change can be achieved peacefully. I really do.
You should hope so.
Yeah. How certain I am that can happen? Not very, but I do hope.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When things go bad enough, things will change. The question is just how bad it is and for how long.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get a bunch of skills that they can't replace you with easily.
Yeah.
You know. Meantime, you know, Brian, your dad, and me, we can all hang out in the gulag and play games. Well, we'll spend some quality time with us and the guards.
Yeah, just subdue us with like role playing games, and we're good. Right. We'll just live contently.
Just be like, here you go. What we want you to do is, can you paint your miniatures? Is it, you know, we'll make it so you can paint the walls. You know, it'll be like the Sistine Chapel, but with 40K.
I wonder if they would do that. I wonder if they would give like prisoners like role playing games.
I've heard sometimes. I think the big issue is the dice. Other than that, I don't think that there's. It depends on like what level you're at too.
Because I could see where you know guys having long prison terms, or even like soldiers in prison would love that kind of shit.
Yeah, well, I could see that.
Waste the time and get involved in these artificial worlds outside of the hell that they're in.
Yeah, I remember doing it. My grades improved when I was doing that stuff because I could escape from whatever was around me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what game I want to buy. I'm waiting. You know, I gotta wait now for Black Friday before I buy anything.
Is that too far? Wait, a couple weeks?
Yeah. Well, I keep buying stuff like, why am I doing that? I need to go play games. Like, do you know how long I've had Star Wars Rebellion? I think I've had it 3 years. I have never played it once.
Do you know how to play it? The rules and everything?
No.
Well, you better read up on it at least.
Oh, I will, man. We'll come over there. Well, we'll learn the hard way. You know, you just read the basic stuff. You know, it takes like an hour to set up anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember it taking like forever to set up.
I'll do that. I don't know. What do you want to play? The Rebels or the Alliance or the Empire?
I'm usually a rebel guy, but
All right, that's
it
fine.
doesn't matter.
I'll learn that the hard way.
I'm like an anti-imperial dude. I was never an imperial lover.
No. Yeah. Which
What's
reminds
wrong with
me.
the Empire?
Hey, well, they're the baddies.
Well, the Empire was great right up until
They're the jerkies.
right up until they had disbanded the Senate.
Okay, which Empire are we talking about?
The
Roman
Star Wars one.
Yeah.
yeah
Okay, which one is it? Roman?
yes
Star
Galactic Empire, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the Empire was right.
no
Empire is right.
I look at it this way: if you have to destroy a planet because they want to leave, maybe just maybe you have problems. I don't know about you, but it's like if you want to leave, just leave. I don't need you. Goodbye. It's it's just like relationships. I'm not going to fight for you if you just want to go away.
Nice, Charlotte.
Well, it's not that they wanted to leave. It's that they were harboring a bunch of terrorists and funding terrorists.
Check you out. The Empire brought peace to the galaxy. Exactly.
What peace?
Peace through superior firepower, right, folks?
I don't remember any peace during that Empire. They were always at war. There was peaceful. It was much more peaceful before then.
And Joseph says the Empire employed everyone.
Well, you know what? We were having a joke about this, about the Empire and the unemployment rate in Alderaan.
They did bring it to 0.
No, they did not. They brought it to 100%.
They're not working.
No. You had an unemployed princess.
Hey,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. They did bring it to 100%.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this era. I think I know what you're talking about. How many lives were lost when the Yulong Vong War that would have been spared and the terrorists hadn't murdered the elderly politician?
It's true.
I don't know. See, yeah, nerds.
The
I just have fun.
Yulong Vohog War.
Yeah,
What is
you
that?
know what? I only got up to the three original movies, and after that, I just pretended nothing else mattered.
I
Empire.
read
Empire Strikes Back.
Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire. That was awesome with Thrawn and shit.
Wait. No, I was thinking Dark Empire. I had Heir to the Empire. I never got to read it.
Good.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. I was a huge fan of the Dark Empire comics. I've got the Dark Empire source book for the original Star Wars.
I read that. That was the Dark Horse one, wasn't it?
Yep. Oh my God, those were worth a freaking fortune for a minute.
Really? I used to have
shot
one.
up to like $100 a piece.
Damn.
And my boss was pissed that I wouldn't sell my copies. And then later on, I did sell my copies after I stopped working there, and I regretted it. Right. I actually have some miniatures from the Star Wars miniature game that came from like that era. I don't know what expansion it was. I bought all kinds of Star Wars miniatures for the little guy when he was just a little tiny squeaker, playing with him like Army Man. It was awesome watching him set up the whole floor with recreations of the Hoth battle, which was one of the best parts of all of the Star Wars stories.
Oh, yeah. I will say this much though, and I'm gonna put it on there. Is when I watch the Family Guy version of Empire Strikes Back.
I actually have the first two, I think.
Yes. The Blue Harvest was the first one, and what was the second one? I have it somewhere.
I don't like Family
All
Guy.
the Empire super weapons.
No. The Family Guy Star Wars. Did you watch those?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that guy. What's his name?
I know, but no, it was pretty funny because they make fun of all of the things in there, including the very beginning. Yeah, it's something dark side.
It's too big.
No, Nope.
But yeah, that was the part I enjoyed for it.
So I've been watching Quinn's Ideas. It's a channel.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
watched
like him.
He's great. I've been watching all of his Dune stuff because, like, I read the original. I've only read the original Dune.
The original
Except
three.
for Charlotte, right? Charlotte.
I haven't read
The
the rest
original
of them.
three, or just the very first one.
I've just read the first book.
Okay, yeah, I did too. Well, audiobook, yeah.
I read the first. I think Children and God Emperor.
Yeah.
But it was so confusing after like the second book.
Yeah,
they kept bringing back characters. I'm like,
it's a heavy read.
Yeah,
And
my
my
only
mother-
reason I started the books was because I was in juvenile hall, and Dune was the only science fiction book in the microscopic library, and I'm like, I guess I'm reading Dune.
It was good. I enjoyed it, but yeah.
I would absolutely attend an Empire barbecue.
Well, I would not, because I think we're back to Alderaan again.
You mean Empire as the barbecue, or
Yeah.
like the Ewok? You know, the Ewoks ate those stormtroopers.
Oh
All
yeah.
that fresh meat.
Absolutely. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? I mean, they're like 3 feet tall, and you got this giant, white crustacean. Yeah, of course they're
You
going to
just
be.
pop that.
They're only clones. They're only clones. They're not like real people.
No, I don't think the
No, by that part of the
stormtroopers.
story, they were absolutely real people.
Yeah, at that point, the clones have all been decloned.
Decloned.
No, if you're
So
still a
the
clone,
little guy is
if you're
taking
still a
over my
clone,
entire
you're still a
table. Can you
clone.
believe that? And watch out
I
for
can believe that.
I'll leave it like that.
Well, Doom Messiah, that's the one I need to go to next. I haven't.
No, but I watched the video. The video was like, did they ever find any sentient aliens in the Dune series? And it's a big negatory.
Yeah.
In all of the recorded history in that the thousands, 100,000, whatever the years, they never found any alien species. Everything that you see were derivatives of humans, or mutations
Right,
of
just like the
whatever.
Czechs.
Can you put the
Spray?
Wow.
A voluntary. I don't know if the Empire used a voluntary.
No, no,
They
no.
probably had conscription.
They were. No. The volunteer military was
Where? I
the
mean, point with
non-clones.
something.
I can't.
The non-stormtroopers, I think,
Here.
were still clones. But
Yes,
everybody
they
else
are
wasn't.
size. In the
No, the Galactic Empire.
Right there.
yeah.
If all the ones that wore the black
They're not
uniforms
getting on
weren't
the
clones.
phone.
All the ones in the stormtrooper uniforms, I think, were clones.
No, I'm talking about like just the Galactic Empire planets. I'm sure they had conscription. It wasn't voluntary
almost
for it.
Well, come on. Luke Skywalker wanted to join the Empire too, and he couldn't.
Yeah, I got you.
Take care, Minnie.
No, there was some form of. Check it.
Mutt, you out of here, dude?
No, it's not that. It's that there's just a tiny little bit, and the straw isn't getting it. And besides, it looks like they're good.
Take it easy, Mutt.
Yeah, we're out of
Ooh,
accelerator.
next video. What are you doing? A blister opening?
No, I'm building a small ship.
No, I'm talking to
Building
Mutt.
You know,
You know what you ought to do, Mutt? You should do an opening of paint bottles. Since you do the blisters and the boxes, you should open up paint bottles next. Do
hey,
videos
you know what?
on-
Make sure you sniff them. Make sure you sniff them to right along with the
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. It gives a nice and
No.
even
That's
taste.
it.
yeah. It's not good unless it smells like dry erase markers.
There you go.
Yeah, little guy here absolutely loves dry erase markers. He goes through those things like crazy.
Don't lick
Oh.
those. You don't need to
Actually, you know what?
Hey,
When I
guys.
was- we had a
Brian's a
lieutenant.
butthead.
We had a lieutenant, and she used to do
Take care, Minnie. We'll
do
see
that.
you real soon.
fantastic drawings with the with dry erase markers on the board, where she would do all the Star Wars figures, and she'd take a picture of it, and then she'd just erase it as soon as she was done. So
That's cool. It's so funny. It's whenever you see someone with like this incredible artistic talent, they
Yeah.
don't do anything with it.
well,
They just
she was
they'll fuck around with it, and
she
know.
was fantastic with it. I mean, stuff that I would think that you couldn't do in a dry erase marker, she would do. Like have all of the little details and stuff on there, and then and then she just erase it. Boop,
Hey, the little guy actually did something phenomenal because of his dry erase marker work that you guys will have to wait a whole year to find out about.
The hell?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, then why tell us?
It's like, oh, Brian, I got this great thing, but I can't tell you. Forget
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
it's like,
Well,
well,
NDA suck.
Well, you know what's funny is he could tell us now, and in a year we'd be like, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah, sure, whatever, dude.
yeah."
Remember that time in that one show that I said something, but I didn't.
No. What I did was I made videos, and you were supposed to too, Brian, but you missed out. I made videos.
Sorry,
I privated them. So a year from now, I'll be able to tell you what number video it was. You can go back and actually watch it, and you'll be like, oh, which
Oh man, don't get hacked.
Yeah. Why would anybody hack me?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, because I don't do any electronic, money stuff. So there's no reason. There's not going
to find the video.
To find it. Oh yeah, if they want to go, if they're that desperate to find that little piece of information, they are our number one fan.
Oh yes.
Fanatic.
Yeah, speaking of Fanatic, hey, what do you guys think of the new Army Painter? Finally making paint that doesn't suck ass.
I don't use Army Painter.
I do. I've got hundreds of bottles, but all my everything that's not speed paint, when it goes, I'm not replacing it. I'll get
what's your favorite there, Brian, for brand?
Vallejo.
Okay.
Yep. I use mostly Vallejo.
Maybe, but I got more. Believe it or not,
Well, I mean, I need to get my airbrush back in working order.
Oh.
And then I like to get the game color paints.
Well, they're still big, but they're way bigger.
I think I have. I'm not sure how much my friend.
Yeah, they and if they try even going for my mattress, they're gonna find a Glock first. So.
You know what they're gonna do is they're gonna find a purple mattress and probably fall asleep, and that's it. We're gonna find like Goldilocks in my bed.
Just put a bunch of stains on your mattress and no one will even look at it. It's like camouflage.
Yeah. Vallejo and AK are both amazing depending on range. Army Painter is hit or miss. Yeah. They're all the metallics are great. Their washes are the best in the business, in my opinion. But everything else is like toothpaste. And toothpaste, or it will never mix properly. So this Christmas, I'm hoping to get a Vortex paint mixer or something like that. What are you looking for, bud?
Can't you just like shake it real hard? That's what I do. Just
you need to stand.
shake.
Oh, you want another lid?
He doesn't have those moves anymore like he used to.
Right.
Yeah,
A lot of practice.
Some paints really just. Even with a mixing ball or two, you just can't do it, shake it enough on your own. Paint some bed bugs on your mattress. Don't touch it.
How many little hungars did you need? 3, 4?
I need 3 little ones, 1 big one.
Okay.
Oh, you know what else would really go along sweet with that? Especially for the big hungar. What?
Cheeseburger?
Do you have any like slave girls that are like bowing?
I found some slave girls, but they're basically like armed and they're like fighting with them.
That's
okay.
awesome.
I do have slave girls like that, but they're inappropriate for young eyes.
You'll never see them.
Okay. Let me see what I can do.
Just send me a picture. Just in case. I mean, it depends on what they're doing. Because I have some.
I mean, well, you tell me exactly what you want them to do, and I'll get that.
Okay, I'll try to find you an appropriate facsimile image. But
I've got getting gay.
I used to have, or I should say, I still have the slave auction from Raul Partha.
Yeah,
I've got some from Bronze Age. I've got some from some other places.
Don't forget,
I've got-
manufacturer is one of my sponsors, and that's kind of what he does.
Yeah, I've. You know what? You might want to. Are you going to put clay in there to lift it up?
Oh, I was gonna like cover it in sand.
It's still going to be a little deep,
What's he making?
I'm gonna cover it in snow. That looks good. I think that.
but you still need to fill some of it up.
I kind of want it to be deep.
Oh, you want to be recessed as opposed to?
Well, yeah, and then I'll.
You can always try this.
Well, no, because I want the snow to fill it up.
Oh, that's a lot of snow. Put sand in first.
Okay, we'll put sand in first.
He's crafting, so he needs some tips. But okay, wait a minute. Nerd says, I have a paint mixer. It's amazing. It seems like such a luxury item, but once you have one, you never go back. Yeah, because Army Painter is just. I really love the company Army Painter, and I love their speed paints.
I just
But when I'm gonna paint, I want to be able to just squirt a little bit of paint out there and not have to add water or medium and mix it in and stuff like that, because it's just with the weather here, it's probably similar weather to what you have. It's either really cold and everything comes out kind of thick, or it's so hot that it evaporates in seconds.
Yeah, these like the worst bottles are these GW bottles. These things suck.
Thank you, preaching to the choir.
And
Yeah, what they do go to dropper bottles? I guess because they want them to dry out so people can buy more.
A lot of people, I believe it or not, a lot of people hate dropper bottles. I don't get it. Yeah, believe it or not, I actually save all my empty dropper bottles, and if I buy Citadel, I pour it in there.
I need to buy some of those so I can put the Citadels in those.
Oh, quick question for you guys: how was the privateer press?
I probably have like 10 I could send you.
I mean, if you want to send me, I don't need 10. I probably just need like 3 or 4.
So how was the privateer press
What do you need?
paint? Or did you ever try it?
I've never tried any of that.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, like that. Fill it with something.
Do they have it? I didn't even know that Privateer Press had a paint line.
Yeah, they did. A lot of it just depends on the pigments too.
Okay.
So.
Instead of using super glue for the sand, though,
Yeah.
use tacky glue so that we don't.
I don't know if they still have one, but
And then that way you'll just be raising it up. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
So
the
that
P3
it takes
paints
up
apparently. So
the space, it fills up some of the space in the image. Hey, do you guys watch Uncle Adam?
I don't even know who that is.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, the beardy guy.
Yeah. He came up with this really cool tip, and I can't remember those. I forget, they were called poppers or something like that. Those toys that the kids would play with, little kids.
Oh,
the little bubble popping back and forth. Well, the ones that are made out of
Pog?
No, they're called poppers. They're like it looked like almost like a whole bunch of little perfectly round indentations, and the kids would pop them up one way and then pop them back the other way, kind of like a fidget spinner. Well, they're made out of silicone.
Okay.
And nerds, that's great. No, I actually know that Fritz from GM's Alco hates dropper bottles.
He's a fed.
He's a fed.
He's a fed.
He's an old school hippie, not a fed. And he's not really a hippie. He's just I'm not sure what you would classify himself. He says he's a filthy.
Exactly sure what you call him.
Well, back to the popper things. Because they're made out of silicone. He uses them as a palette because one, it's got a whole bunch of little tiny indentations about the size of a dime that are like concave, and he'll just a couple of drops here, a couple of drops there, whatever, mix them back and forth, etc. But because it's silicone, the paint doesn't stick, so when it dries, you just pop them back the other way, and all the dry paint just pops off like magic. Yeah. As opposed to what we do, which is we use Pringles lids for our pallets. I've got like 50 of them, and in order to clean them, I got to drop them in some hot soapy water for like a week with some awesome, and then they come clean again. And I'll just use one of these, as a pallet. And when it gets all, painty like this, it's all gunked up, I'll just toss it in the goop and, go back and wash them off. But if I could find something like that where I don't even need water, I can just pop it over the trash can. The paint drops off, and
Yeah.
it was kind of a neat idea for what was otherwise a really dumb thing to give your kids to play with because they're just going pop, 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 pop.
Oh, yeah, I despise those things.
Well, I need to find a couple.
I will. It will take a lot of restraint to not throw them all away.
It was. I mean, at least fidget spinners were like cool looking,
I still have a large collection of those things.
Right. But these were just like the most, mindless activity you could give your kids.
Also, I just want them for other reasons, but I refuse to speak of such things.
Okay. So you want to fill this with glue?
Okay. Are we going to put the things now?
Yeah, you'll fill it with glue. Which one's got a little more glue? This one's brand new. Fill it with a really thick layer because it will evaporate as it dries. And no one hates droppers. They're just paid by Citadel to say they do. I could believe that. Derek says, United States Marines are knocking on President Assad's door in Syria. Just letting you all know any day now. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Fred? How you doing, man? Fred's Factorium says, good evening. I just met you last night with James L., right? James L. is a great guy. Just you're gonna need more. Fill that thing. I mean, don't be shy. Because it's when it dries and evaporates, it's gonna be a lot thinner. Right?
Yeah. It's not hard to...
No, don't do that. Don't do that because you're gonna get glue all over the tip, and that's be hard to put the cap back on, and then it'll seal the cap. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, anytime now, sport. Hey,
right, let's see.
That's enough.
Well, guys, I think I'm about out. I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah,
All
you know
right,
what?
So Brian, what's a good time tomorrow?
Whenever, dude. Just
I'll let you know like an hour before.
yeah, just shoot me a message. I think Mel put some minutes on it tonight.
Okay.
No, not yet. We want it to dry first.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be
If not, I'll just walk
It's-
over like a little bit after noon or
Yeah.
Walk
something.
over.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'm done.
Yeah. All right, guys. Keep it
Yeah,
weird.
We've done 3 hours, nerds.
And we are actually living up to the name of the show. We did a singular craft.
We made a
There
small
we go.
space out of.
Everything's
And also, I'm
small.
working on another one.
Everything's
He's gonna
big.
take that-
Starts
We're
small.
gonna take an old BattleTech. Remember the BattleTech, the hex click, the click game, from HeroClix.
Yeah.
We got a ton of that stuff, and he found a broken mech, and he's gonna make a diorama of a beat up mech.
Good story.
Okay, you'll have to wait till next week to get a peek, Derek and Fred. On paint mixers, I actually use a cordless drill for my Viejo. Just tighten the chuck on the tip of the bottle cap and spin it for a minute. Works like a charm. Nice. I want to get one of the Vortex because I watched Ninja and he put 2 googly eyes on his Vortex mixer. So you can imagine what's going to happen.
Now, how much is a Vortex mixer? Approximately.
I want to say they're close to $100.
Oh, okay. No, it looks like they're only like 30 or so. I guess unless you get a really good one.
Okay, really. Awesome.
I don't know. I'm just
That way
looking
I
at
can
some of
assure-
them.
I can slip Santa Claus a couple of 20s and it'll appear under the tree.
Well, we'll see. Just because I say one thing doesn't mean that's the one you want to buy. So
Right. No. You know what? If it's my first one, I don't mind if I get the cheap one, and if it, wears out, then I'll get the next one. But Brian's fallen asleep on us. We've done 3 hours. Nerd. I will start everything at like 11:30, so we can go on at 12, or maybe like 11:45.
is she
And,
in? Is she in? Make sure you get the time zones right.
Yeah. I'll hit you up in Discord, and then we could go over a couple of last minute things before I get put googly eyes on your drill. that'll work. And then we'll just probably do an hour, depending on how much time I have left. I won't be doing a show Saturday night because I'll be hanging out with Legion of Myth for his Veterans Day show Saturday. But I will be going over to the Quantum show afterwards because I'm assuming that I'm going to be like completely out of time on StreamYard. So if you don't see me for a couple of days, guys, you'll still see me doing regular videos. But thanks everybody for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see two of you guys tomorrow hanging out with Bo. I wonder where he was tonight. Hopefully he's getting some rest.
He had his classes tonight. His kung fu or something.
I thought that's Wednesday night.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Everybody else, have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day for those out there, and thank you for your service. We wouldn't be here without you. And have a great night, everybody. And
keep it weird.
Night.
Happy trails, guys. Hey,
What?
say good night.
Good night.
Take care, Owen. I'll see you soon.
All right, you too. Thanks, man. Bye.
Peace.